the crossbar. Goal! And it's trying to flex off the proceed. A switch to left field and down for a base hit.
Hunterdon Central is going to win the state finals here tonight.
Mark it on the board. Touchdown, Red Devils. On the deflection. On the deflection. Hunterdon Central.
And joining us this week in the Red Devils pregame show here on the HCTV live stream, Red Devils senior Jake Souse. Jake, wow, what an opening game for you and the team. Let's talk a little bit about last Friday at North Hunterdon. How did that feel walking off the field at the end of that game?
We definitely felt very accomplished. I mean, you know, last year the outcome wasn't really in our favor. In the year previous too, we lost 2 years in a row to them. So we've been working our tails off in the off season, just kind of pushing each other because we know this is a big rivalry, and it means a lot because we border each other. So it's just a lot of pent up build up, and it was just really nice to just kind of go out there and ball out like we did, and just kind of, you know, show people that, you know, we're not the same team as we were in the past, and I feel like we've definitely made strides in the off season. We were worked out every day. Working in the heat of summer, just kind of pushing ourselves to that first game because we knew how important it was to get our season rolling and a good start.
Jake, you never really want to put too much stock in week one because if you lose, you know, you got to turn the switch back on. But wow, it really changes the tone. Do you feel
definitely.
like a level of energy maybe this week in practice?
I feel like for us, like we said, momentum's a big thing in football and sports in general. Using that game as an example, me scoring in the first quarter kind of set the tone, and we just kept rolling through it. We just kept building on that, and you know, turnovers and stuff aren't necessarily good, but we bounced back. But going into this season, I feel like we got off on the right foot, and we know that we're capable of winning now, and we know what we can do. So at this week, we've been pushing each other more and harder, and just kind of rolling into the next game, knowing, look, we have a chip on our shoulder, but I feel like we're going to be able to hold that and go into week 3 as hopefully with a win.
Now, Jake, we head into a game against Piscataway, and it's the exact opposite of last year, right?
Yes.
Last year you lost to North, and now you beat Piscataway, shut them out. In fact, you know those guys are going to have a chip on their shoulder. What should we look for from the team later today?
I feel like we got to just kind of stay humble, you know, because even though we beat them last year, like this year, North beat us last year, we're a completely different team. I feel like we can't underestimate them. We have to take them as an opponent that has a chance of winning. It's a Group 5 football team too. They have the same weapons as we do. I mean, we gotta just stay humble and stay on our feet, and just do what we know what we can do right, and just hope that it's enough to beat them again.
And that was Red Devils senior Jake Souse. Stay tuned next for the Red Devils against Piscataway here on the HCTV live stream.
Welcome here to HCTV. We are live from Stewart Field for the home opener for the Red Devils. Hunterdon Central taking on Piscataway after a statement win last week against North Hunterdon. To the left of me is Joe Whalen. Joe, what are you looking forward to after the Red Devils got off to that electric start a week ago?
Well, I'm looking forward for Hunterdon Central to come out and keep doing what they're doing, keep their foot on the gas. Don't let Piscataway get into this game. Try and put them out of it early and try and secure a win, get to 2-0.
This was the Red Devils beat Piscataway this exact date last year, 17-0. The previous meetings before that were all won by Piscataway. Joe, you played in that loss to Piscataway in 2016, and then 2 losses before that in 2011 and 2010, both in state playoffs games, were the days of Brandon Sook and Jason Cambindo. We'll see his brother out here tonight, Tyler Sook, but those were some very good Piscataway teams. We've been told that they're not up to that same level, but still very athletic team. Could cause the Red Devils some issues tonight.
Yep, Piscataway always is a well-coached team. They always come out, they always play hard. Definitely not as big and physical and physically imposing as they have been in previous years, but Piscataway is no team to take lightly. You got to take this game how you take any other game, even if you're playing a team that's a former state champion or a team that's lost every game. You got to take every game seriously, especially a team like Piscataway who has athletes on the outside, can spread the ball all over and hit you whenever you don't see it coming.
Yeah, Piscataway unlucky to lose their first game last Friday, 23-21 to Long Branch. This is their first game in the Big Central Conference. Both teams in the Big Central Conference as the Red Devils ready to make their way out onto this field. This is Central's second game in the Big Central Conference. So a conference matchup, Central in the Big Central American Silver, which is their division, and as for Piscataway, they're in the National Gold of the Big Central Conference.
Yep, so big conference game. Always want to win your conference games. You want to try and finish the season at the top of your conference, try and get some momentum going into the postseason, but still early in the season. Can't count your eggs before they hatch. So Central just looking out to come out strong, play another strong game, looking to keep running the ball like they did last week, rushing for over 400 yards and 7 touchdowns. They played unbelievable. The offensive line was moving people. They're looking for more of the same tonight.
That was a very, very convincing victory. They were heavy underdogs in that game. Ended up winning 44-7. Really cannot have gone off to a better start. It looked like it was going to be a rough game after that opening kickoff, but they bounced back from there very, very well. South rushing for 4 touchdowns. Arteaga, that's Xavier Arteaga, not his brother Logan, who's graduated last year, rushed for 3 touchdowns. Hart went 6 for 10 that day. Didn't have to pass the ball too much. We'll see if that's going to be a factor here today.
Yeah, you don't want to read into that too much. R.J. Hart can sling the rock around. Last week they didn't have to throw the ball too much. They were able to keep it on the ground and win the game effectively running the ball. But I'm looking for more action out of Hart tonight, throwing the ball, getting the offense moving, really catching his stride coming in as a year 2 starter. So hopefully R.J. Hart can keep the momentum he brought last year towards the end of the season where he really caught stride.
Yeah, still young, still with a lot of potential as he leads the Red Devils out. A captain this year for this team in their first home game of the season. And I think we await national anthem shortly. Just before that, as you can see, the Red Devils, a couple injuries tonight. Mateo Brito, big starting lineman, out. Zachary Goodman been out for the whole season. Joels Davis and Javier Davis still yet to come back to dress. Need to get a couple practices as they were away in the Dominican Republic. And of course, Tyler Farley out for the whole year with that ACL injury. See how they cope tonight as the national anthem ready to be played.
Red Devils, Piscataway.
Hello, my name's Julie Labate. I'm joined here with head coach for Red Devils, Coach Ransone. Coach, big win last week against North Hunterdon, 44-7. Jake Souse and Xavier Arteaga with some big moves. Tell me what that is like for the team and how it's going to impact the team tonight.
Well, it's a big confidence booster. I've been saying this all summer. We've practiced extremely well. We've continued to do that. We have some really good football players this year. We're looking to continue that momentum. There's nothing better than coming back home on a Friday night and having youth night, seeing all these little kids against a program like Piscataway. Doesn't get any better than this.
Thank you, Coach. That's Hunterdon Central against Piscataway tonight. Stay tuned for more. I'm Julie Labate on Stewart Field.
Yeah, so back. Back here waiting for the national anthem. Of course, played by marching band. Yeah, nice touch. Don't have in really any other games. Marching band only really comes to football. As captains meet, that's Hart, South, Heidi, and Connor Gray for the Red Devils.
All right, and it looks like Piscataway won the toss and elected to defer, so Central will start the game with the ball, trying to get some points on the board with their first drive.
Yep, and now looks like national anthem's upon us. Yep. So back now here, opening kickoff upon us. Red Devils to return. In the North game, it was Connor Gray with most of the kickoff and punt returns. We'll see who they leave back. Expected to be Gray and Jared Kuhn. With the special teams for the Red Devils, Gray also last year taking a lot of returns from punts and kickoffs. Trevor Fish also helped him out in that department as well. He now graduated, moved on to Wilkes, as we were talking about earlier, Joe.
Yep, plays his season opener tomorrow at Wilkes. So good luck to Trevor Fish tomorrow in his first game as a college football player.
And it looks like Xavier Arteaga will be replacing him as a 2-deep back. Connor Gray and Xavier Arteaga, his brother Logan at Moravian this year playing football there. Best of luck to him as well. And it's Kenny Candiel, the kicker, wide receiver, and defensive back for the Piscataway Chiefs to take the opening kick. And a year ago, the Red Devils beat the Chiefs 17-0 in this exact spot. And a year later, we're underway as Arteaga fields in the backfield. He'll take this one out, goes up the middle, keeps going, and we'll get to the 30-yard line as the Red Devils start their offense with R.J. Hart coming off a great year last year. 1,559 passing yards. He went 116 for 227 with 12 interceptions and 18 touchdowns. See how he can lead the offense out here early on. A lot of targets out there, Joe. Amato, Kuhn, Gray, some of the big ones out there.
Yeah, he's got a lot of targets this year. Last year, he had a bunch of targets. He was able to use them effectively. Hopefully this year, R.J. Hart is able to just pick up right where he left off last year, because at the end of last season, R.J. Hart was balling. He was playing the best football he's ever played, and he was playing real well, smart with the ball, minimizing mistakes, so looking to keep it where he's going right now.
And Hart fakes the flip, drops back, throws just into the ground. Not much on there.
Yeah, just a smart play from Hart, trying to start the game off with a fake toss to the outside and the screen up the middle, but a nice job by the defensive line of Piscataway, just staying home, keeping with the running back. Smart play by Hart, just throwing it at his feet, keeping the ball out of harm's way.
And no Mateo Brito on that line. Jack Heidi, captain there. Mark Moten as well. Kyle Etier, some of the new additions there. No Chris Brinkowski, one of the mainstays last year. He was at TCNJ. There's a handoff. There's Souse up the middle. Down the sideline, Souse goes. And he's pushed out around, looks like the 30 or the 25-yard line. He had a great game 4 touchdowns, like we said, 215 yards on 24 attempts last week against North Hunterdon. An explosive run there from number 2.
Yeah, Hunterdon Central looks like they're going to be pushing the pace right now. They're going to try and keep this Piscataway defense on their heels, try and keep the ball moving as quick as possible.
And they give it to him again down the outside. Less space this time, but still a great run, almost to move the chains there as they get into close to the 10-yard line.
Yeah, Souse is doing a really nice job keeping his feet moving after contact. He's able to break a few arm tackles and just get a couple yards, especially after that long run. Key to get another solid play. So big gain to 8 yards there.
And they give it to him yet again. This time, wow, look at that. Just breaks a couple tackles. Still going. And Quinn Fisher gave him a push. Still the center from last year. Now a junior. Quinn Fisher will be his 2nd year as a starter in this team.
Yeah, just a nice job. Got hit behind the line of scrimmage. Good penetration from the Piscataway defensive line. But once again, Souse just keeping his feet moving, not giving up on the play, just trying to get whatever he can, taking what the defense is going to give him.
And it looks like Sook is there in place of Brito tonight. Souse again. Oh, good tackle there. That was Bodley stopping him that time.
Yeah, just a nice play, staying low, keeping with the play. Seemed like he almost fell off and Souse was going to escape it, but was able to grab his ankle and pull him down with him, stop him for, looks like a loss of 1 yard, so 4th and 2 here for Central.
Yep. They keep Hart and the offense out there. Kuhn on that far side all alone. As Hart looks over towards Ransone and the rest of the coaching staff. Flips it this time to Souse. He goes up the middle, cuts back, and stopped just short of the end zone there. Great run from Souse. That time they switched up a little bit. It's getting a bit too predictable for that Chiefs defense to read.
Yeah, it looked like they lined up with the trips on the left side, so really able to crack down on it, and Piscataway really loaded the box, so seemed like they were going to be trying to stop the run up the middle on that one.
Hart will try to keep it and run in. Did he break the plane? They say yes. RJ Hart with his first touchdown of the year, and he does it with his feet that time.
Yeah, just a nice job by Hart. Good movement up front from the offensive line, but Hart being smart and just being patient, waiting for the blocks to develop and maybe just doing a little sidestep to the left and just punching it in there. Great patience from Hart there.
And here's Hector Argueta Morales in for Alan Lopez last year. Missed a couple extra points. He goes, and that one's perfect right through. McNally on the hold as the Red Devils 7-0 lead. Joe Hart last year 20 TDs, 2 of them with his feet. Already at 1 this year within 2 games. The Red Devils, good opening drive. Looks like they hit a bit of a rough patch there as Souse's runs were being stopped a couple times in a row, but they used that little pitch and got out of it, and a good opening drive.
Yeah, very nice opening drive from Central, able to come out and move the ball immediately with a nice run from Souse, gain about 25 yards or so. But with Central being able to move the ball running and so effectively how they have this first drive and how they did last week, Piscataway is going to have to think about putting more people in the tackle box trying to stop that run. But with that, with RJ Hart, he's an experienced quarterback. He played well last year. He's going to be able to pick them apart. It's going to open up the game, play action passes, anything really. It's going to really open up this offense for Hunterdon Central if they're able to run the ball so effectively.
And here's this man, Alan Lopez, we were talking about. He's taking the kickoff now. It's Morales who took the extra point. And it's a good kick back there. Fielded by Stevens in the backfield. DJ Stevens, a good run. Or, excuse me, Deshaun Stevens there. And it looks like the Chiefs will start around the 25-yard line.
Yeah, so I'm interested to see. We talked to the coaches prior, and they said usually Piscataway was a predominantly I formation team. They were going to try and run the ball. They had the mindset of we're bigger and we're better, and you got to do something to stop us from running the ball. But this year, it's a little bit smaller, a little bit less of a physical team. They're going to be throwing the ball around the yard a little bit. So I'm excited to see how Central comes out and plays this.
Yeah, Elon McCrory's first year with the Chiefs, it was Alex Sikowski last year, 681 yards he threw for. So new quarterback this year. See how they handle it. It's Horace Thompson as a fullback right behind him. Bit of motion. And the give towards that outside to Bodley, who made that great play against South on the Red Devils opening drive. He stopped in the backfield, looked like by a couple of Red Devils there. South now checks in.
Yeah, just a nice job from Hunterdon Central, staying home, the defensive line doing their job. But that play right there, that's an old school Piscataway type of play. I think they're going to, if they keep getting stuffed like that, losing 2 or 3 yards every single run, they're going to have to go towards more of a spread offense, air it out a little bit, but coming right back out in the I formation again.
Yep, Thompson, Bodley back there with McCrory as well. This time they throw the screen to that far side. Amato is there, and now all of them there. That was towards Kenley Candill, who took the opening kick, if you remember.
Yeah, just a nice job from gang tackling from Hunterdon Central, just getting hats to the ball, trying to get as many guys over. That's something that Coach Tom Bill, he preaches every single day. He wants as many hats as physically possible to the ball. He always yells red hats to the ball at practice, so it's ingrained in your head when you play for Hunterdon Central that you got to get down to the ball no matter what position you play.
Good job there of stopping it. Different setup now. 3 wide receiver spread. There's motion from Bodley. Pass up the middle. Just past the hand there of Salomon Ely.
Looks like the punt unit's coming out for Piscataway, so a good first 3 and out for Hunterdon Central coming out, able to force a good tackle on the second down play, and on third down there, just good coverage, ball a little overthrown, little out too far in front of them, little high, so just good defense so far from Central. Looks good in that first drive.
And it'll be Candill to punt this one, and deep is single all alone Connor Gray. His brother Cole starting at Susquehanna soon on the sidelines there. Looks like a horn near him as well. Flags.
Looks like it's going to be an encroachment or offsides penalty for Hunterdon Central, so decision time here for Piscataway.
Will be 4th and short. Looks like they're still with the punting unit out there. Maybe a fake. And that's what they do. It's snapped towards the outside, and they get the first down and some more. It's Bodley. Gray has to stop him.
Yeah,
Boy, that was DJ Weems, rather, I should say.
Yeah, just a nice fake, just snapping the ball straight to the up back. Hunterdon Central kind of got caught flat-footed. I mean, you called it, Tyler. You said as soon as we got to 4th and 3, you said maybe a fake, but that's exactly what Piscataway does and picks up the first down. Hunterdon Central kind of caught sleeping there a little bit on special teams.
Yep, just like you said, athletic on the outside, so can get out there strong, physical, and quick, and that time sharper mentally as well than the Red Devils. And now first down and way more at around the 40. Chance to move the chains here, and loads of bodies in the backfield. Give it to Bodley. He's hit by multiple Heidi's there when the linebackers come in.
Yeah, just nowhere to run. I mean, Piscataway coming out in the full house, 2 fullbacks in front of their tailback, really just trying to open up some running lanes, but nowhere to run. This Hunterdon Central defensive line so far has been collapsing this offensive line. They've just been getting penetration, getting through that quick line of the scrimmage, and being able to just break down, make a nice play. And if you don't make the tackle by yourself, you got to hold them up, let your guys come to you, and make the play.
Yep, nearing the 7-minute mark of this first quarter. Chiefs trying to level the score. Bodley again, this time towards the outside. Gets hit once, and that time stopped by Arteaga. Great play by him. It was, I don't know who got the initial hit, but certainly slowed him up, and Arteaga came to clean up the job. It looked like Bodley was away that time again.
Yeah, it looked like Souse coming from his middle linebacker spot, coming over the middle and just making a nice play, getting the initial hit on him, slowing down that slowing down Bodley, not giving him a chance to break one out to the outside, and just a great job coming up and cleaning up that tackle. Hunterdon Central's defense looks like they are flying around. They look like they're playing with some attitude right now.
And the Chiefs taking a lot of time here up the clock. It's been just 2 plays, almost 2 minutes. Really slowing things down, trying to get good play here. 2nd down now. I got 3 wide receivers on the right, 1 on the left. It's thrown. Artiega didn't turn the head as it was a bit too far. Incomplete as Candle made the run.
Yeah, Candle looked like he had a step on him, but just ball a little overthrown once again. So something that's starting to hurt this Piscataway team. I mean, it still is only the first drive, but a couple overthrows that can completely derail a drive, especially when you got a receiver behind the corner like that. Just a nice route from Candle right there.
So 3rd and long here. See if they go with the same 4-receiver setup, or if they bring back Thompson and the rest of the tailbacks to run the ball. Looks like they're going to spread it out here. It's Jahai Johnson closest to us, their biggest threat. It's the job of Seth Francois. It looks like to guard him. Johnson cuts inside. It's McCrory who will run, and close to the 1st down marker. Did he get there? Helmet on the floor. McCrory ran for as there was loads of space, and looks like he did enough to move the chain. So the drive continues.
Yeah, just a smart play for McCrory there, but unfortunately for Piscataway, he has to come out for this next play because his helmet came off. That's a rule in college and high school football. If your helmet comes off, you have to take a play off. But just a nice job by McCrory. The offensive line protected pretty well in there. Looked like everybody was covered, and McCrory just taking what the defense gives him and running right up the middle for a 1st down.
Yeah, so you got to watch out for number 2, Johnson. We were talking about him earlier, Joe. Their biggest threat. Had a good year last year on both sides of the ball. 2 interceptions. Was just a sophomore last year. And he's closest to us again.
Yeah, every play we've seen, Jahai Johnson has been lining up on the outside. So I think he is by far their biggest deep threat.
Yep, 170 receiving yards last year as well. And timeout.
Yep, looks like Piscataway did not have the correct personnel. We saw personnel on the field. We saw a late substitution. So just smart by them. Call the timeout. Don't waste or don't lose 5 yards with a delay of game because of the late substitution.
Yep, of course, McCrory not out there, so bit of disarray from the Chiefs. And Ransone in conversation with the refs at the moment as the Red Devils meet.
Looks like Coach Bill's trying to rally his troops, trying to make sure all his guys know what they're doing. And these coaches for Hunterdon Central, they always preach, do your job. That's the biggest thing. You don't have to try and do somebody else's job. You're 1/11th of the players on the field for your team. So he's just got to be able to do your job. That's all these coaches preach. They don't want you to do too much. They just want you to do your job and do it correctly.
Yep, and the Red Devils need to stay switched on here for the rest of this drive, rest of this quarter. 5:35 left to go. It's been a long drive with that fake punt and loads, not really many plays in between, honestly. It's been taking loads of time, and then McCrory run, and he's out of the game now. And it looks like they're going to run it again, and that's what they do with Bodley. It was the freshman Landon Purnell just fitting in for him for a little bit to hand that one off to Bodley. And McCrory's back in now.
Yeah, just a nice cutback there from the running back for Piscataway. Just able to find a little lane, find some daylight, get some yards, and just take care of the ball. So looks like the offensive line's starting to feel it a little bit. So hopefully for Hunterdon Central, they can start to bear down once they get down to this red zone.
And in that I formation again, like you said, Joe, for the Chiefs. Johnson only receiver. McCrory drops back. likes to try to run away. That's what he does this time, and just able to escape out of bounds that time into Javi Davis.
Yeah, Hunterdon Central, they were playing the run. They weren't expecting the play action pass, but just good pressure up from the outside from, looked like it was Souse out there, forcing McCrory to step up and have to take what he can get, running for a quick yard. But good job by the defense. Looks like the coverage has been pretty solid for Hunterdon Central so far. Not really trying to get beat over the top. I know that was a big thing talking to Coach Ransone, saying the DBs, they just got to not get caught by the quarterback when he's running around. They got to make sure their eyes are still on their man because he is shifty, but he is able to, and it looks like they're moving it back.
Oh, personal foul.
I believe it was a crackback block penalty. We saw McCrory as he was scrambling. We saw someone from Central running, chasing after him and gets blindsided, and that is something that 10 years ago that would have been praised in football, but now it's been eliminated because player safety is such an important part of the game now. So,
and a huge blow, really almost right back where they started at, around the 40-yard line, 44 it looks like. And that'll be a large task to move the chains. Johnson is covered. Again, McCrory has to run. Goes to the outside. Good tackle by Souse. And see, just like you said, Joe, not a lot of options for him. He's having to try to scurry away.
Yeah, the defense is doing a really nice job staying with their man, not biting on the fakes, just playing it. And that right there, that's just a great coverage play. And Souse flying up from his middle zone as the middle linebacker. He's covering that middle of the field, kind of playing right there in the middle, not letting anything underneath. And once he saw McCrory go, he came flying up. That's exactly what you want from your middle linebacker.
There's a talented linebacker area for the Red Devils in all positions. Espinot, Lucas, Souse there, Amato as well, athletic and talented. And McCrory again drops back. This time looks at that far side. Artiega got beat. Luckily goes through the hands of Candle. Should have been 6 points, really, Joe.
Yeah, looked like 6, looked like an easy 6, but looked like Candle just took his eyes off the ball. But very nice throw from McCrory. That's his first throw that looked like he felt actually comfortable back there in the pocket, was able to get his feet set, get a nice little line drive throw out there and hit his guy in the hands. But unfortunately, Candle is unable to haul that one in, so Central dodges another bullet. But so far, this defense, that's the first coverage mistake, but that's just a guy running straight downfield. You think he's going to be running like a post or something. You think he's coming in and out, but no, he's just going straight shot to the end zone. So that's something you got to look for. They're going to be running these vertical routes. They're going to try and get the ball deep.
Yep. And like I said, the linebackers talented for the Red Devils. The defensive back safeties as well, but that time just a bit lapse in concentration as there's motion now from the Chiefs. And it's McCrory dropping back again. Similar play to Candle. Oh, it's caught rather by Stevens. Looked like it was for Candle. Stevens got away, and that puts the Chiefs on the board with their first 6 of the night.
Yeah, you saw those double crossers through the middle. Both wide receivers, Candle and Stevens, crossing through the middle. Stevens able to come free. Looked like a bit of a miscommunication from Central, but just a nice throw and big play for 4th and 13 from Piscataway. So hopefully Central is able to come back and answer this one.
Yeah, like you said, Joe, just 2 people were kind of running right down the heart of the offense, or of the defense of the Red Devils, I should say. Athletic and quick, and just caused too much problems for the Red Devils. It's Candle to take the extra point, and it's good. It looked like it was a bit low, but just goes through, and that levels the score at 7. Got a game on our hands here, Joe. 3:15 to go in the quarter.
Yeah, just Piscataway just refusing to go away. Kind of got behind the sticks a little bit with the 15-yard penalty, but somehow able to come out of that deficit, out of those lost yards, and able to score a touchdown, get a quick 6. But that's this offense. That's this offense's MO, is they're going to try and score, but they're going to score fast. They're going to try and beat you over the top. They're not going to be a team that's going to be running the ball 85 times a game, just all I formation, trying to pound the rock and drain as much clock. This is a team that wants to be explosive. They know they can be explosive. They have some great athletes on the outside, as we've been saying. So I'm interested to see how Piscataway goes with that successful touchdown pass, but so far the passing game for them has not been their best.
Yeah, they started in that kind of ground and pound play and then switched to more of airing it out and had two really only good plays, a touchdown and the 1-2 candle that went through his hands, but it's mainly due to the fact that they haven't been able to get Johnson free, which is their main threat. He's been guarded pretty well by Francois, so see how it continues in this game as the Red Devils, the same two deep men back, and that one may go out of bounds, and it will. This will be good field position for the Red Devils to start.
Yeah, it's just a special teams mistake from Piscataway. Unfortunately, kicking the ball out of bounds will set up Hunterdon Central, who had a very explosive first drive, scored in the first 2 or 3 minutes of the game, whereas Piscataway was actually running the clock down a little bit, taking their time.
Yeah.
Hunterdon Central is kind of like when I was playing here for Hunterdon Central, we were a ground and pound team, but now Hunterdon Central's kind of changed their MO. They like to run the spread. They like to run hurry up. They want to get on the ball as quick as possible. They want to make as many plays. They want to keep this defense tired, because if you can limit substitutions on the defensive side of the ball, one of your guys is going to get free for a big play.
Yeah, and it was, like you said, feels like ages ago when the Red Devils scored, because that Piscataway possession took so long. It was, almost split into two halves before the fake punt and after, and certainly the after part took a very long time with the penalty as well. As Hart now drops back, see what he can do with his hands. Ran for the touchdown, will run again, and we'll get 4 or 5 yards there. Both quarterbacks capable of doing it with their feet.
Yeah, just a nice block there from number 21, Seth Francois, just being able to get himself on the corner. He wasn't open, and he saw RJ Hart was scrambling and was able to just get a block out and help Hart gain some yards.
And it's a sophomore, James Mongo, alone on this far side. Instead, it's with South, who keeps going. Mongo with the block on his opposite number, and South a good run that time. Good block there from Mongo on Ely, and great blocks on the edge to give South a free lane.
Yeah, great job by the left side of the Hunterdon Central offensive line, able to collapse down that left or right side of the Piscataway D line, forcing them inside, opening up that outside running lane, and giving South some room to run, some room to work, and he's looked explosive so far.
Amato in motion. Plays at tight end. Flips it to South this time. He goes down this right channel near the hashes and is close to first down territory. And quick 3 plays for the Red Devils.
Yeah, Hunterdon Central really likes that little quick pitch, just shotgun. You don't really expect an outside sweep to the running back side, so that defense is usually playing opposite to that running back, trying to stop that side, because usually you run across the quarterback, but Hunterdon Central kind of keeping them on their toes by having these little quick pitches in the shotgun.
Have not seen too much of Arteaga. He's back here now. He gets the pitch. He goes and does very well. Will gain the first down territory and right around the 20.
Yeah, nice cut up from Arteaga. Just saw he was going to the outside, saw it wasn't open, was able to just cut that inside of the left tackle, able to gain some yards and get the first down for Hunterdon Central. So very effective run game from Central so far.
It's crazy with South last year, 230 yards in the whole season in rushing. This year, 215 in the first game as Arteaga takes it again. Looks like he's really emerged as that second option. Last year was a lot of South as the main rusher. Mike Carbo kind of the second option as well, and they ran it with Logan Arteaga and Hart as well. Took it a lot with his feet. This year it's really been only the two of them. Gio Valise has gotten some attempts, but really it's just Arteaga and South. Now Arteaga in there, giving South a breather. Could be valuable for him on the defensive end as well. He's having to do it almost every snap. It's Kuhn alone on that far side. Again, Amato in motion. And hands it off to Arteaga up the middle. Very close to the end zone now.
Yeah, just a nice little counter play, just doing the same motion you've been doing when you're running that sweep and able to cut that one inside and gash the defense a little bit.
And they do it again quickly. Ortega again hit a couple times in the backfield and can't quite get to the end zone.
And it looked like Hunterdon Central had Piscataway sleeping there. Their defensive line was not set up. It looked like they were running someone in as a late substitution, but unable to punch that one in. Good penetration from that defensive line.
And timeout Central as they look to get South back into this game deep in the red zone. Trying to punch this in here and retake their lead.
Yeah, it looked like Hunterdon Central didn't have the correct personnel in for right now, so they were able to just call the timeout, take some time, regroup, come back to the huddle, and sometimes when you're running that hurry-up offense and you're trying to get set fast, you can realize as soon as you or your coaches will realize you don't have the correct personnel for the play you're running if you're trying to pound the ball into the inside and you don't have the right guys in. But Hunterdon Central smartly takes the timeout, gets who they want in the ball game, and looks to set up and punch this one in.
And they got South in there. Mango, Amato, Gray, Kuhn, the wide receiver options. Amato again moving. South takes it, gives it to, or Hart gives it to South rather. Does he get in? And he does. South his second touchdown, or his first of the night rather. Hart with the first. Red Devils' second touchdown of the night as another 6 on the board and extending their lead by 1 score.
Yeah, just a nice job from South, just putting his nose in there, not afraid of contact, just being able to get behind his offensive line and just keep those legs churning and get himself into the end zone.
And it's Hector back out there for the kick, and it's perfect yet again, 2 for 2 on extra points today. And good news to the Red Devils, only time we've seen McNally out there is just to hold the ball for the extra points. So the Red Devils back in front 14-7. And see how Piscataway responds.
Yeah, as much as it stinks for Decker McNally to not play that much tonight as he's the punter, sometimes it's a good thing when your punter doesn't get to the field.
Definitely. Right, it's Lopez who's been taking these kickoffs, and Morales with the extra points, rather. And haven't seen a field goal attempt, probably won't. And go kick that time as it's fielded by, it looks like Bodley. Or Johnson, rather. Johnson goes. Oh, great run from him. Lopez is a deep man. Johnson all the way at the 20, the 10, and that will be a touchdown by Jahai Johnson. And there's a reason, Joe, we told you to watch out for him because he can do things like that.
Yeah, he's definitely one of their most explosive players on offense, and as you see, when he has the ball in his hands, he is absolutely electric to watch. He's very quick. He was smart. He let his block set up. As you see, when he was taking that kickoff, he didn't hit his full sprint until he got to the 40-yard line. He was letting his blocks develop, looking for a lane to open up, and just an unbelievable job from number 5 for Piscataway. Looks like that was Deshaun Stevens throwing a block on the kicker, being able to get out in front of his guy, throw a key block, because that was the one safety valve, is always your kicker is your safety valve on a kickoff. And good job getting hands on him and freeing up a lane and letting Jahai Johnson run that one in.
So Kando with the extra point attempt. That one is blocked, picked up.
Yeah, it looked like it was a bit of a false start from Piscataway, but wasn't called, and Hunterdon Central able to capitalize and block that extra point to retain their lead.
Surprised they didn't let him run it. Interesting there, Joe. I think they called the full start rather.
So Hunterdon Central getting right back on the field. Their defense didn't even get a chance, but offense gets right back onto the field, hopefully looking to punch another one in.
It's just crazy that took Piscataway such a long time, really. A large part of that quarter was Piscataway's first possession, and Then their second touchdown, just so quick in the blink of an eye. Johnson was down in the end zone at the far side.
That's the thing. When you're playing a team like Piscataway, you have to try and put them away early, because if you let them hang around, they will have these explosive plays. They will gash you. They will break a long run or connect on a long pass or have an explosive kick return like that. Like, special teams is sometimes a underappreciated facet of the game, but it is just as important as offense and defense.
And see if Gray can replicate something similar. His first run wasn't bad. That one a little bit worse. He was tripped up short to around the 30. And same thing you said with their season, Joe. They usually start off a bit slow, but catch stride, really start racking up the wins as the season goes on later. They were top of their conference last year, 6-2 in the conference, 6-3 overall.
Yeah, Piscataway's always a very well-coached team. They always come out and they always play hard. So this is a team you do not want to take lightly. I know you had the big win for Central last week, and last year they did beat Piscataway. But for Central to win this game, they have to keep their foot on the gas. They cannot slow down offensively and give away points.
On paper, this should be a great matchup. Both teams losing last year in the state quarterfinals. And it's played out that way as South takes it up the middle. Final seconds of this first quarter. So that should probably do it for the first quarter. We'll see teams change sides as the Red Devils just about to hold on, just able to hold on to that 1-point lead, 14-13.
Yeah, just a nice counterplay from Hunterdon Central. It really looks like they're using the pulling guards, pulling tackles. They're using that H-back that Amato's been playing when he's going in motion. That's very effective, and that's something that's been around in this Hunterdon Central offense. Is they're not afraid to put the ball on the ground and try and run the ball and beat you with their running game. But I'm interested to see how Piscataway comes out in this second quarter, because they've been getting gashed left and right on every single run. I'm thinking they're going to start putting more linebackers, more big guys in there, trying to really stop the run.
And now we're going to go down to Julia, who's on the field.
Hi, I'm Julie Labate reporting live after the first quarter. The score is currently 14 Red Devils leading against Piscataway with 13. Decker McNally, RJ Hart had a steal as the quarterback, having the first touchdown for Red Devils, and shortly after Piscataway followed with a touchdown as well as the goal kick. So that led the team 7-7, and then 38 seconds in, we had 38 seconds left. We had Jake Souse with a touchdown, and then right after followed Piscataway with a large run down for a touchdown, although they did not finish it off with a goal kick. Thank you. That's all I got for now. Tuning out.
So back here, Hart, after that completion to get the Red Devils first down, stop that time there from Souse's first carry of the quarter, loss of 1.
Looks like they're bringing Artiega back in with Souse, so we're going with the two-headed monster, both their running backs in right now.
Two-headed monster, like that one, Joe. And interesting Hart with that completion there. See if he could try to get into the game. Both quarterbacks really, but Hart try to find his rhythm and start dropping back more. And it's fed to Artiega. And again, not much luck on the run game. 2 plays in a row.
Yeah, it looks like this Piscataway defense is going to be going all out to stop the run. I think they want to force RJ Hart to beat them with his arm, and so far he's looked pretty good with that, delivering that strike on a second down for the first down, but looks like Piscataway has figured out how they're going to try and stop this Hunterdon Central offense. Is they are going to force Central to put the ball in the air and let their athletes go cover and make plays in space.
And it looks like could be run again. No, Hart drops back. He's got Kuhn on the far side. We do well to escape from this. And just about did that as it was Mango on that cross route. And it was Kuhn guarded well by Stevens that time.
Yeah, just a really nice job by Hart, able to avoid the sack, but unfortunately unable to get anything on that throw as his feet were getting hit and his legs were getting hit as soon as he's trying to throw that one. But just a good job to avoid the sack and avoid even more loss of yards before you punt.
And now McNally's name will get to be called here. 4th down. That's a very late substitution there. Jesus Vargas checking into this game. And McNally, good kick high this time. Oh, big block from Johnson on Amato. And Stevens turns around. Oh, another big block. Johnson, the same player, and South will walk over to him. And Ransone does not look happy. Player safety, like you said, Joe, a huge concern.
Yeah,
this should be interesting.
Couple blindside blocks from Piscataway. That is just unbelievable when you see that after they've already been penalized for it. But Hunterdon Central is looking to push these guys farther back, and it looks like this game's getting a little chippy as Amato's coming off the field a little slow because he got absolutely wiped out. And that's the crux of it. I mean, those used to be good blocks 10 years ago, but this isn't 2013 anymore. Like, it's all about player safety. You can't be cracking back on people and leveling them like they used to have the old segment on Monday Night Football. He got jacked up on the biggest hits, but that's not a part of this game anymore, and Piscataway needs to learn how to go away from this because all they're doing is hurting themselves with these penalties.
Yeah, it looked like block in the back from Johnson first on Amato was very heavy, and then the second one was a ginormous hit. Not sure who he had, and South was not too happy with him. Very fortunate a fight did ensue here. I thought for sure something would happen.
But that is something you love to see from South, going up and sticking up for his guys. That's a team captain that's not going to back down from anybody, and that's what you like to see from this Hunterdon Central football team is they are not afraid of you.
Didn't escalate much more than that as that puts Piscataway way back. Stevens went for that swirling run. There's a run up the middle. A couple yards there, before 2nd and 6 for the Chiefs now. And that time it looks like it's Thompson who got the carry. As Bodley was back there in the backfield. And that will bring it very close to the chains here. 3rd and short.
Yeah, it just looks like Piscataway's trying to give themselves some breathing room, trying to get the ball out from their own end zone. Was able to run the ball pretty effectively for both 5 and 4 yard gains. So Hunterdon Central definitely needs to hunker down if they want to force 3 and out here. And they are lining up in a QB sneak formation. I think we know what's coming.
Same as Hart did for the touchdown, first of the game. The pile's being pushed, and not sure if he got that, Joe.
Yeah, looks a little short. Great push from that front 7 from Hunterdon Central, able to push those guys back and not let the offensive line carry their guy. Kind of borderline Bush push-esque, and they give him the first down. Keep the chains moving for Piscataway.
Just about done enough there. Ball right in front of the 15, 16-yard line. And this time it is Bodley with the carry. Espinant is there. Call lining up there on the line that time.
Yeah, just a nice job. Looked like there was a bit of running room for Bodley on that one, but just nice job by the linebackers coming up and filling those gaps that the defensive linemen aren't able to fill. Like when you're a defensive lineman, you're just hoping to stalemate, stay in your gap, and you want to keep those offensive linemen occupied. You don't want to let a guard get to the second level and get hands on your linebacker. So great job freeing up those linebackers for Hunterdon Central.
That's Sanchez, Sook, Moten, and Call right now as a defensive line for the Red Devils. Call on that far left defensive end side. Can he make something happen here? Close to it. Sucks tries to interfere with Bodley there that time. Read it well, but just too quick that time. Would be a good gain for the Chiefs.
Yeah, it looked like they were trying to set up the play action pass on that one, and Hunterdon Central able to get penetration up front with that defensive line, who's been pretty effective so far through this night. And it looks like there is some laundry on the field.
Yeah, difficult challenge for these referees, you feel, for the rest of this game after that. Those blocks and what could have ensued and what still may.
Yep, it's only the second quarter.
And 7:11 to go. Holding, it looks like.
So it looks like it's going to be a second and long again. So Hunterdon Central definitely going to be looking for Piscataway to be throwing the ball around a little bit.
Second and 18. As it's run up the middle. Again, loads of red helmets on there to stop it.
Yeah, just a nice play from the defensive line. I mean, you gave up 4 yards, but it's still a 4th and 14. With Piscataway behind the sticks, you know they're going to be throwing the ball here because so far their running game hasn't been super effective. So I think if you're Hunterdon Central and you're one of those DNs, you're going to look to pin your ears back and get to the quarterback as he's dropping back to pass on this one.
Yep, still third and very long, around 16 to go. And we haven't seen McCrory throw too much since that touchdown. And now it looks like he will. Johnson is open if he can find him. It's short. Is it caught by Francois? No, it's incomplete. And it was a tough window. He's going to have to get into Johnson. Overthrew it very badly. Could have been a rough situation for the Chiefs there, but luckily it hits the ground and the punting unit out now for Piscataway.
Yep, that's something you hear defensive coaches always talk about, tips and overthrows. That's something that the defense always looks for. They're looking for every overthrown football because that's an opportunity to get the ball back and get your offense onto the field with good field position. It looks like Gray is back deep to return. He's looking to set up Hunterdon Central with good field position on this punt return.
Yep, he's at midfield. And it's hit about 5 yards in front of him. He'll let it bounce, take it on the bounce. Interesting decision there from him to let that ball bounce, Joe.
Yeah, and it looks like another flag just got thrown, so I'm interested to see what this call is. Looks like it's holding against the Red Devils on the return, so that will move this offense back to the 50-yard line.
And Amato looks to be in a bit of discomfort there, limping on the sideline. Hopefully he can get back into the game for the Red Devils' sake, a key player for this team.
Yeah, huge player. He's been very key in those blocks when he's at that H-back position, able to come in motion, able to get out in front of the running backs and give a good block. But hopefully he's coming back into this one because you never want to see a good player like Amato come out of a game.
And it'll be 1st and 10 at the 46. So behind midfield. And Hart again will give it to Souse, and seems like we're reaching a point in this game, Joe, where the run is becoming very predictable on both sides. We'll need to probably change something up.
Yeah, it looks like Hunterdon Central's going back to the plays that have been working for them, and I understand that, going back to the ones that you've been able to gash the defense, but when they're putting 6, 7, 8 guys in the box, I mean, sometimes it's not good to be so predictable because they have five D linemen down right now and 3 linebackers in the middle, so they are definitely looking to stop the run.
Lots of space on that far side. Looks like Mango's out there alone. And it's play designed for Gray. Kuhn was able to get his block in, and he's still talking to Stevens there. Definitely looks like this one could boil over a bit, Joe.
Yeah, maybe, but so far Hunterdon Central's trying to play a clean game, and that's something Casey Ransone, he's able to preach to these guys. He does not want any silly penalties, anything, any personal fouls, anything like that. He wants you to play a smart and complete game.
Yep, and seems right on cue as he calls a timeout there to talk to his guys here. But it was a good block there from Kuhn. You see they ran man-girl on the little slant and then worked it for Gray. Kuhn had the block on the outside. And that's the type of things they got to get going there in the passing game. Doesn't need to be the Hollywood ball every time, Joe.
Yeah, you don't have to push the ball downfield. Sometimes taking what the defense gives you is best. Like, looked like Gray ran like a 4-yard cowboy route where he goes in and then breaks quickly outside with Hart rolling out to his right, able to just take a quick catch and able to run upfield for a quick 9 yards. So just nice play design, nice play call, and able to get the ball to the right guy. Smart decision from Hart.
And looks like Arteaga and Souse both back there now. And it's Hart who's lining up on this far side. I believe that's him. And it's Souse who doesn't field the snap cleanly. And oh, catastrophe for the Red Devils as Hart was lined up as a wide receiver, Souse as a QB, and it just fell apart completely.
Yeah, it looked like it was a low snap, and Souse unable to handle it as the ball bounced and started to roll away from him and unable to fall on it. And as he gets hit, the ball squirts away, and the defensive lineman for Piscataway is able to jump on that and capitalize on the ball being on the ground. That is something Hunterdon Central cannot afford, especially playing this explosive Piscataway team. They are a good offense. They've been starting to catch their stride a little bit. Central needs to make sure they are taking care of the football because that is not something you want.
And not only a wasted possession for the Red Devils, a wasted timeout as well, as Ransone called the timeout to probably draw that up, drop that player, go over it, and it just fails completely.
Yeah, just a little bit of a low snap and unable to field it.
And now a huge opportunity for the Chiefs to go into the break with the advantage. McCrory rolls out, throws up the middle. Ooh, almost intercepted by Souse there, as he's probably looking to make amends for what happened a couple minutes ago.
Yeah, just a really nice play by Souse, reading the coverage, seeing that the guy's coming across the middle, trying to get in behind him and trying to fit in that window, just able to break down, plant his foot in the ground, break back to the right, and put a hand in there and knock that ball loose, make sure that ball is not caught.
And 4:44 left to go, 2nd and 10. The Red Devils are looking to get a stop here, hopefully quick enough to give them enough time to try to at least get one score, extend the lead into halftime, but at the very least, we'll hope to not concede here. And it's run up the middle by Bodley. And it's stuffed back there. Many Red Devils there.
Yeah, just a nice.
Sanchez got there first. Sorry, Joe.
No, you're good. Sanchez doing a nice job pulling the running back on that play. Just able to come in, makes the first contact, holds him up for a little bit with waiting for his guys to come in and knock that player down, and able to pull him back, stopping the gain. While this running back, he's running his feet hard. He's trying to gain extra yards. That's just a great job by Sanchez, able to pull him back.
Third and 8 now. 4 wide receivers set up here for the Chiefs. Now Bodley moving out wide. McCrory drops back. Rolls out to his right. Will he run? He will. Will he get there? Looks like he's short.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to be just short, about 2 yards. Great job by the linebacker from Hunterdon Central, just being able to come over the top and make a nice play. But looks like it's going to be 4th and short, and this offense is 100% staying on the field, and it looks like they're bringing in number 44 for
Thompson,
them.
Horace Thompson there.
Yep, he is their fullback. He's a good blocker. He's been in a lot of these snaps, especially when they're in I formation. They use him a ton in this offense.
And another timeout again from the Red Devils in Ransone there. Believe that's their last of the half.
Yeah,
could become crucial there if they're trying to get a quick score at the end.
I actually like that that timeout from Hunterdon Central and Casey Ransone, because when you see a team coming out on 4th and short and they're coming out in the shotgun when you think they're going to be running the ball, you will not have the right personnel. And it's also smart. It's kind of strategic because you see what this offense is going to be coming out, what formation. You let them get set. You let them get their formation set and everything. And looks like Hunterdon Central's able to take that timeout, so they were able to get their guys set. They can adjust to the personnel that Piscataway is putting in the game, and they can hopefully make a stop here on 4th and 3.
Piscataway still in the huddle as the Red Devils back out on the ball. Maybe they'll be trying to counteract what they expect the Red Devils in Ransone to change. See what happens.
Yeah, they're back in that full house set. 2 fullbacks in the game, only 1 wide receiver out wide, so they are looking to run the ball here.
See if we see another McCrory sneak. Ooh, big jump.
I think that might be a false start. I don't think that is that's going to be encroachment. Looked like the left guard jumped.
Yep, Troy Hutchinson. And that may change things a little bit.
It gives them the first down. They're calling it offsides. I thought I saw the guard jump, but maybe it was a neutral zone infraction. Hunterdon Central crosses the line, and smartly from that guard, he's able to jump across while they're across the line of scrimmage and get that free 5 yards and a free first down.
Yep, and the Red Devils, I believe, had six penalties in the game last year against Piscataway, and I believe we probably get 2 or 3 today already. As that's run up the middle, and a great gain there around the 30-yard line. So life for Piscataway. As again, another almost timeout wasted there. They call it and then just mess it up.
Yeah, just a nice run there from Horace Thompson for Piscataway. Just their big boy, their big fullback, just giving him the ball up the middle, letting them get a little bit of a head of steam and carrying defenders with them. So Hunterdon Central's got to do something if they're going to keep feeding their big guy.
And him and Bodley been trying to counteract what the Red Devils have with Ortega and Souse. And it's Thompson again. Try to push for it. Flag.
Looks like there is a flag on the field.
Maybe a bit of afters there. And there you go, personal foul after the play.
Yeah,
so right back where they started, Joe, 2nd 17.
Yeah, it looked like they may have gotten the first down there, but a mental mistake, a personal foul, it's something you can't afford when you're trying to punch the ball in when the time is dwindling in the half. But Hunterdon Central is kind of given a gift there. It looked like they were getting a little beat up in the middle. Guys are able to catch a breather real quick, and they're looking to stop the pass here because with this little time on the clock, and they're bringing out Horace Thompson. They're taking him out. They're taking some of their big guys out. Looks like they're going to put in their spread personnel. They're going to be running shotgun.
Yep, still waiting to see a big play offensively from Jai Johnson. He had the return, obviously, but they haven't been able to target him too much in the passing game. Francois has been the main guy charged of locking him up, and he's done a good job up until this point. McCrory drops back. He's on that right side. And now just throws it out of bounds there. Good defense again by the Red Devils, defensive backs and safeties.
And it looks like there is another penalty flag, and I think it's going to be a holding penalty against the the Piscataway Chiefs. So they're going to keep moving them back. So Hunterdon Central's defense, their coverage, great job. That's almost like a coverage sack when your defensive line gets home after your DBs do a great job. Good job covering there and able to force the quarterback out of the pocket and able to capitalize on a couple holding calls. And sometimes when you're an offensive lineman and you're in your pass protection, you may be in a good spot, but once your quarterback goes outside, you got to let go, because as soon as the defensive lineman starts pulling away from you and you're still holding on to his jersey, they're going to call it every single time. And it looks like Central actually declines the penalty and forces Piscataway to have to punt the ball on the 4th and 16.
Interesting decision there.
So smart. I think that's actually a very smart decision from Coach Ransone, able to force them to punt, force them to give the ball back to this offense.
And he's telling Gray where to go now. That's a short flag there again. Could turn out to be a good decision. We'll see if they can pay off, save some clock for the Red Devils.
Let's see what the penalty call is. Looks like it's a false start against Piscataway. Hunterdon Central is most likely going to decline that, and they are going to take the ball at their own 22. So bit of a shank there from the punter. So Hunterdon Central may be able to capitalize, not being pinned deep in their own red zone.
Yep, Candle there, not the best punt in the world. And the Red Devils with 2:14. Now the 2-minute drill coming into play. No timeouts though, which could come out to be crucial.
Yeah, I think we're going to be seeing a lot of hurry-up offense from this Hunterdon Central offense, and especially in high school, because the rules are as you get a first down, the clock will stop until the chains are reset. So Hunterdon Central will be able to get onto the ball quick. They got to try and beat the chains up there, get themselves set, and get the snap off before the clock starts moving too much.
And it's feed it straight to South this time again. They try that play where Hart goes out to the left as a wide receiver or right, either side. And this time it's a bit more successful.
Yeah, looked like a better snap on that one. Able to gain a quick 5 yards, but this clock is moving as he was tackled inbounds.
And 1:46 as the clock ticks. Hart back there still. And he gives it to Souse. Couple yards, but more importantly, loads of time off the clock. I'm going to have to air one out here eventually, Joe.
Yeah, it looks like it is, but going back to that counter play, that counter has been effective with the guard and tackle and the H-back all leading up through, but just a nice job coming and filling in that lane from the linebackers for Piscataway. So Hunterdon Central definitely looking to air this ball out as it's 3rd and 5, but still manageable. You don't have to try and throw a long ball, and there is a minute on the clock still. So Hunterdon Central should be able to get a couple more plays off, maybe get themselves in the range for a field goal or a last chance shot at the end zone. And with Piscataway taking the kickoff in the second half, Hunterdon Central definitely wants to get points on the board here.
Very interesting, just seems to be stopping. And it looks like they were just trying to let the play clock run down and maybe just punt the ball here, try to pin them in deep, don't risk anything.
Yep.
Seems a bit passive if you ask me, Joe.
Yeah, it looks like Hunterdon Central is going to use the last of their timeouts, so trying to regroup here. I mean, if I was the coach, but I'm not the coach, so if I was making that decision, which is a very easy thing to say when you're watching the game from a distance and you're not in it, but I would have tried to get some more play calls, but you gotta think Coach Ransone in his 7th year at Hunterdon Central, he's got to know what he's doing here.
Yep, certainly a bit of confusion from the stands with that decision. But the Red Devils back out there with 41 seconds to go. Amato's still moving slowly on that sideline. And Hart throws it to the outside for Gray.
Looks like he is going to be just shy of the first down. It's going to leave Hunterdon Central with a 4th and 1. So interesting call here. Oh, no, never mind. They are going to give them the first down.
1st and 10 at the 32 for the Red Devils. 35 seconds now to go. As Hart gets up on the ball. That did stop the clock. Hart almost got hit. It's for Kuhn.
Yeah, ball a little underthrown, little bit of a duck there, but Kuhn making a nice job trying to come back for that ball. But a nice play by Deshaun Stevens, able to get his hand in there as Jamal Kuhn's jumping up for that one.
May have gotten a bit of contact on him as he threw it, which could have led to the bit of an underthrow. We see Lopez warming up the kicks, but still probably 20-30 yards to go before they can even attempt a field goal. It's really limited themselves, so with the timeout almost wasting a lot of clock.
Yeah, it looks like Hunterdon Central is content with going into this half with their 1-point lead, but they're going to have to go into the half and make some adjustments defensively, maybe put a safety over the top, try and limit those explosive plays, but also being able to stop the run and force Piscataway to try and throw the ball, but not letting them get them over the top and beat them with their speed.
Yeah, interesting decision, though, like you said, Joe, because this is a Piscataway team that gets better usually as the game goes on. And type of team you got to really put the final nail in the coffin when you're on top. They had a chance to, but with the fumble and now this play here, limiting that for them. And Hart takes it again. Got hit from behind, ball on the floor. Rules incomplete.
Yeah, it looks like his arm was coming forward. I thought it was. I thought that would have been silly if that was a fumble, but nice job. But good protection from the offensive line, but good coverage. Looks like that was a coverage hit on the quarterback. The offensive line protected pretty well, but after 4 or 5 seconds in there, somebody is going to squeak through and somebody's going to get a hit on that quarterback.
Yep, not loads of time to make up your mind there. All that pressure coming in, his Hart gives it to Souse this time. He goes up the middle. Less than 15 to go.
Yeah, it looks like they're just going to let this clock run through.
So the Red Devils go into halftime with a 1-point lead. Should set up an interesting second half. But in the meantime, marching Red Devils with their halftime performance. A lot to come here. Stay tuned. Don't go anywhere. Thank you for tuning in to HGTV.
And joining us here on the halftime show here on the HCTV live stream, Red Devils senior Jack Heide. Jack, wow, an awful lot of impressive performances last week against North Hunterdon. Let's talk a little bit about what that game does for the team's confidence, getting off to a great start.
I think as a team it certainly boosted our confidence. I think it showed us what we were capable of. And it may not have earned us respect in other organizations, but it definitely gave us some respect within our own. Players trusting each other to do their jobs and come out and accomplish what we know we can do.
Jack, there's always a lot of uncertainty heading into any season. Central lost a lot of the receivers from last year's team. I know there were some question marks heading in, but what questions do you think may have been answered last week?
I think we definitely answered how our run game can be. We had a really large game on the ground, rushing for over 400 yards, 2 very talented halfbacks. I think we also have a really good core receiver group. We have guys that can block downfield, guys that can get open, and guys that can catch balls.
Jack, as a senior now, what has it been like for you being a part of this Hunterdon Central program and really the Hunterdon Central fraternity? It goes back many years, a lot of great players and great teams. What has that experience been like for you?
I've had a great time throughout all my years of high school, meeting a lot of new guys, a lot of great guys that want to improve themselves but also want to help me improve myself, so it's been a really good time.
And that was Red Devils senior Jack Heide. Stay tuned for second half action.
I got you. All right.
Drum majors. Is the band ready? Hunterdon Central Regional High School marching Red Devils, you may take the field in exhibition.
Hi, I'm back on Stewart Field awaiting second half here with Coach Ransone. Coach, tell me what you were telling your team back in the locker room.
Well, it's the bottom line. We've kind of given them 13 points. We have to get off the field. They were on the first drive when we were having them lined up with a punt and make a mental error by jumping off sides and then the kickoff return. And that's the difference. When you allow a team like this to stay in the game, we should go up 14-0. But now we've let them hang around. But the bottom line is we're still up 14-13. It's a whole half to play. We just need to get back to what we were doing on the first drive, which was physically dominating which they started to kind of control that towards the end of the second half, and that's something that we need to fix right now.
Absolutely. Thank you, Coach Ransone. I'm Julie Labate here at Stewart Field. We're awaiting second half. Thank you.
So back here for the start of the second half, live from Stewart Field. Joe, we were talking at halftime how, the Piscataway member of the team came in and said the team wasn't good, wasn't going to be a good game, but it's turned out to be very, very good. 14-13, 1 point in it. Piscataway to start with the ball. It should be an amazing second half, or so we hope.
Yep. I'm looking for Central to come out here defensively. They need to get a stop here. They cannot allow Piscataway to come out this first drive and score right away. They got to make at least some strides on defense. You give up a first down or two, that's fine. You just got to clear your head. You got to be able to just buckle down and lock in on defense and just make sure you're doing the right thing. But for Hunterdon Central defensively, they really need to stop this run game, and they need to make sure they are neutralizing number 2. And also, if I'm kicking off here, I am kicking the ball as far away from number 2 as physically possible because he completely gashed us on the first kickoff he returned. So if I'm Hunterdon Central, keep the ball away from number 2.
Yep, that's Jahai Johnson, number 2, who came out onto the field in the second half and got some real stick from the crowd. Not a fan favorite after his 2 huge blocks in the first half. And Hector Argueta Morales to take the kick rather than Lopez in the second half. And they kick it away from Johnson, and out of bounds. Not what they were looking for to start.
Yeah, almost actually a perfect kick. It almost actually died right on the sideline. That would have been perfect for Hunterdon Central, but unfortunately just rolls out of bounds. So good starting field position for Piscataway here. Hunterdon Central looking for them to just buckle down defensively, stop the run. Do not let anything go over your head. I know you're going to be going all out to try and stop the run, but you have to make sure your safeties are staying home. They're not biting on the ball fakes, not coming too far up. They just got to make sure that they are prepared for a deep throw, because I think honestly, if I'm Piscataway, you got to come out here on this play. You may as well take a shot. You might as well first play of the half, take a shot.
And Horace Thompson is out there, a player that you really liked in the first half, and he doesn't get it this time. Instead, it's a bit of a play action out and completed. It's Arteaga who slipped but made the play on DJ Weems there, who's on their third running back option with Thompson and Bodley. And it was interesting after Argueta Morales came off the field from the kick. Ransone appreciate the effort, almost pinned them in. But instead, after that great gain, they're almost near midfield, just like that.
Yeah, just a nice, easy play action pass. Dump it off to your running back, running out into the flat. That's just a nice play call. Get your quarterback's confidence up a little bit, but for Hunterdon Central here, you got to be able to stop the run on this drive.
And it's Thompson, your boy, going again. Now look at him go. He'll do well to catch him from here, and that's exactly what Lucas does after a great run by Thompson, and there's a reason why you think he should get more snaps, because of plays like that.
Yeah, I was saying in the half, Thompson has posed a problem for Hunterdon Central running the ball. I think they should have kept feeding him. I know that play looked like it was stuffed, and he just kept his legs churning, was able to spin out of it, and able to make a big run. So nice play from Thompson there, but Hunterdon Central, they got to make sure they bring him to the ground, because he is a big boy. He is tough to bring down by yourself. You're not going to bring him down. You got to make sure you wrap your arms. No arm tackles. No just throwing your shoulder into him, trying to lay him out. You got to just have good form tackles and just bring him down, because he is a big boy running with that ball.
It was a great play there by Ian Lucas to track him down and bring him down all on his own there. And they give it to Bodley this time. He'll go out wide. And is pushed out of bounds there. You know, something you talked about with Thompson, like you said, what Coach Bill says, getting the red hats there to bring him down. It's going to take a big effort. Of course, Lucas able to do it alone that time, but
yeah,
really dangerous player.
Yeah, catching him from behind, that was a great job by Lucas, able to catch up to him, but just a great run. And right there you see how they actually use Thompson mostly in their offense. He is a great blocker from that fullback position. He gets out in space and is able to get a hat on a hat and get a block on those linebackers.
It's Jamari Atkinson, rather, who's there instead of Bodley. This time it's a throw to that far side, and just enough was done there by Francois to intervene there. That's the first look they've had at Jahai Johnson, but still he's had an eventful game for good and bad.
Yeah, great job there from Francois, forcing him towards the sideline, not really giving him any grass to work with, not letting him really set his feet, get himself vertical, and try and get that ball. Good job also pressing, getting your arms up, and making sure that pass is not going to be able to slip, go right over your head, getting those arms out, and just getting in front of Jahai Johnson while he's trying to make that grab.
Now another long stoppage in between plays as the Chiefs will look to get a nice play here close to the inside the red zone now. Trying to punch it in, get back in front for the first time of the night. Atkinson still back there, Bodley as well, Thompson as well. Thompson couldn't lay the block that time, and great play by Lucas as Atkinson was trying to get away from him and he just would not let him go.
Yeah, just a great play there from Ian Lucas, able to just make a nice tackle, get through the line of scrimmage, and just wrap him up, bring him down.
Atkinson only had 5 attempts for 30 yards last year as a sophomore. This year, clearly playing a bigger role already, especially in the second half.
It looks like they are bringing out the field goal unit.
Interesting. Be wary though, McCrory is the holder. We saw them fake it before. Candle the kicker. Atkinson on that far side, would not be surprised if they just tell him to run to the corner.
Yeah, kind of caught in no man's land though, because if you get caught here, that's not good.
It is a kick from Candle. Looks short, and it is well short.
Just a great stand there from Hunterdon Central's defense. Able to kind of got moved back a little bit. Couple great runs, especially the run by Thompson. But Hunterdon Central able to bend, not break. Able to force a 4th and long, forcing Piscataway to try that field goal. And unfortunately, not enough leg for Candle there. So Hunterdon Central able to take over on downs without giving up any points. So great job by that defense, being able to just settle themselves down once they get into this red zone and able to make the stop.
And very fired up there, Francois on the bench there. Farley happy with him. Juju Davis as well. Burrito able to stop Johnson there. Big assignment for him tonight. Hart now gives it to Souse. He keeps going. Still going. Close to the moving to change. Candle came in there late.
Yeah, just a really nice run by Souse, just keeping his legs turned. Looked like he had Jahai Johnson on his back, and he was just kept it moving, carrying him a couple extra yards, able to get some more yardage and keep this offense moving, make it a 2nd and 2.
Mango alone on this left side, the only wide receiver out there for the Red Devils. Haven't targeted him yet tonight. Or Mongo, I should say, rather. And it's kept by Hart this time. That was not too successful.
Yeah, they faked the pitch. They've showed that formation before, running the trips to the one side, running that quick sweep out. Tried to fake it with the quarterback draw up the middle, but just sniffed out by this Piscataway defense, flying to the ball, making a nice play.
And Mongo still on this left side. It's Gray and Kuhn on the right side. Souse in the backfield. Hart. Oh, on the floor again, no. And not once but twice the Red Devils fall apart on the snap and their 2nd fumble.
Yeah, it looked like it was a bit of a miscommunication from Souse and Hart. Looked like they were trying to run the read option. South going out wide, Hart going up the middle, and unfortunately the hand up was messed up. Looked like Hart thought he was keeping the ball and South thought he was getting the ball, so both held onto the ball tight. Ball falls on the turf. Piscataway capitalizes. Hopefully for Central they can do repeat of the same thing they had last drive, be able to stop them down here once they get close to this end zone.
So McCrory back out there now with Thompson and Bodley now. And they threw it quick if whistles had already blown.
That is a great timeout from Ransone and Coach Bill, able to get that one off. And it looked like Hunterdon Central did not realize that there was a wide receiver out wide for Piscataway, and they were able to just throw a quick dump off that would have led to a touchdown. But able to get that timeout off, able to negate that play.
Yeah, that would have been a catastrophe there, but good recognition from Ransone and Bill to call that one. And t-shirts and footballs thrown into the crowd now. Don't think it'll be reaching us though, Joe.
No, I don't think we're going to get a little plastic football today.
So Sanchez, Moten, Sook, and Call still out there as the main members of the defensive line. As Fisher and Hart get warmed up with the snaps. And McCrory gives it off to Bodley. And loads of Red Devils there to bring him down.
Nice play there by Souse, who's lining up at the outside linebacker position now. Able to force the runner back inside towards help, which is something you want to do, especially when you're kind of out there on an island with the runner running right at you. You cannot let him go outside you. You have to try and force him inside. That's where your help is. That's where you want this running back to be running in.
Second and 7. Good first play defensively from the Red Devils. See if they can hold them again. You think the field goal probably not an option here after the last attempt. Just gotta stay strong for these next 2 or 3 possessions. Oh, there's a good throw. Oh, Gray didn't turn his head, just put his hand up. A bit risky, but got it done in the end.
Yeah, just a really nice play from Gray there. I mean, looked like he kind of got beat, but able to make up some ground. Ball a little underthrown, and the wide receiver has to jump up and try and make that play. Gray able to recognize that the ball is coming, gets both his hands up, runs through by the target, able to just block that ball away, deflect it, setting up a third and long for Piscataway. So Hunterdon Central once again showing some life on defense.
Tell you what, if he turned around there, maybe an interception.
Maybe an interception, but that's always a tough play when you're a DB and you get beat trying to cover up some ground. Sometimes it's just best to keep your head straight at the receiver, watch his eyes, wait till his eyes open wide and he's trying to get that ball.
Watch Johnson against Francois here on this right side. And instead they go to the left. Oh, nearly an amazing catch there. Looked a bit overthrown. But I think it was Candle there that tried to bring it in, couldn't quite get it done. And now 4th down, see what they decide to do.
Yeah, it looked like they were going back to the play. They had the one passing touchdown to Candle too with the double posts, but both receivers didn't get enough depth, and they both were at the same depth, and they were running at the exact same angle. Looked like the ball was kind of in between. Looked like the quarterback said, well, it's either one of you this could catch this ball. But just a great effort from Candle, almost bringing that in one-handed. But once again, the defense really showing out, really stepping up. This is something that's always been the strong suit of Hunterdon Central. So hopefully they're able to make this stop on 4th and 6.
And again, it's Johnson against Francois. Gray, safety to help him out. Oh, that ball's on the floor. Fumble recovered by the Chiefs. It was Cole that looked like he got there.
Yeah, Jackson Call, what a play. Coming from his middle linebacker spot, looked like Hunterdon Central drew that one up perfectly. A little bit of a delayed blitz from your middle linebacker. Let those pass rushers start to get upfield, force the tackles and guards to kick that out, leaves a wide open lane for Call to run right through and lay a nice hit on the quarterback, forcing the ball to come out. Turnover on downs.
Call, that's one of his great traits that he does is off that defensive end. He's so quick to get around the edge there. Very athletic and strong in that time. Perfectly timed.
Yeah, that was just a perfectly drawn up scheme. Really good play from Hunterdon Central. Really good call from Coach Tom Bill. So setting this offense back up. Hopefully the offense can move the ball a little bit more effectively. I think we're going to see Hart throw the ball around a little bit more because Piscataway is really hunkering down to stop the run.
Hart this time will give it to South. Flag on the field. He gets thrown all the way back. And Johnson again in the mix of things, Joe.
Yeah, he's getting right in the middle, made a nice play, making that tackle, and let's see what this penalty flag is.
Tell you what, I don't see Evan Amato out there. Oh, he's on the sideline. Don't know if he'll go back in. He's probably still shaking up after that huge hit he received.
See what the call is. Looks like it's going to be holding against Hunterdon Central. That will set them back a ways. It's going to be 1st and 20 for the Red Devils.
And 6:12 to go in this quarter. No points yet, but the game has been played largely in the Piscataway attacking half of the field. And the Red Devils have been on the ropes for most of this half. They're able to fight it off, see if they can create some offense of their own. Mongo alone. He gets free. Instead it's Souse. Looked like Mongo may have been the better option there, honestly. He was far and away.
Yeah, he ran a nice clean drag route. The linebackers stayed with the tight end coming out of that formation, or the H-back rather. Looked like Mongo had a big lane ahead of him. Could have probably gotten the first down, but still, good completion from Hart. Build up that confidence. Makes it a 2nd and 9, so right back to your normal distance.
Hart will drop back. Throws a good play there. That time from Josh Stevens to block that one from Connor Gray.
Yeah, just great timing from Josh Stevens there. Able to meet him as the ball got to him. So good timing, no pass interference. Just a nice play on the ball there. Able to knock that one out.
Oh, there's a jump there. See what they say.
Oh, it looks like they're signaling false start on Hunterdon Central. That will move them back a little bit more.
Again, 6 penalties last year in this game. They had 5 fumbles as well. So 2 common themes back again a year later. So 3rd and 14 now. Same wide receiver set out there. As Hart receives a snap. Steps up to throw towards South. It was a bit overthrown there. And they want a pass interference flag.
Yeah, I understand everybody wanting the pass interference flag, but unfortunately there was no PI on that play. That was just good coverage from looked like it was Candle again. So Candle's been really involved while Johnson's kind of been shut down. So it seemed like Hunterdon Central was really focusing on shutting down Johnson, but looked like Souse ran into Candle where that would actually be offensive pass interference, if any call.
And now McNally back out to punt. Again, away from Johnson. Takes a good bounce for the Red Devils. Tough fielding there. Oh, a block in the back maybe that time. No flag yet. That was Corin Perrier there with the block in the back there as Deshaun Stevens took it out from the McNally punt. Now there's a flag, I believe. Yup, and the ref's talking about it.
Yeah, I think it's going to be another blindside block. Unfortunately for Piscataway, they are just coming back and leveling people. They're playing football from 2003, where it's 2023. You can't be doing that. You can't be getting a full head of steam and running through people anymore. It's just not how the game is played. And as much as we liked it 20 years ago, that's not how it's played, and that's going to cost them again. So once again, they are getting another 15-yard penalty for a crackback block.
And it was already a good punt from the Red Devils. Got an extra 5 yards from the bounce, and now we'll get an extra 15 from the penalty.
Yeah, really good punt from McNally over the returners' heads. Got a front spin bounce, started to bounce it towards their end zone. Looked like he was going to pin him in. The guy decided to return it, and a couple blocks that probably could have been called, and luckily for Central, they did call one because there was very clearly a blindside block.
And it's handed off again. Good run off the middle. Call checking in. As Etier gets off the field for the Red Devils. And quick throw this time towards Johnson. And that one's incomplete, so different play. I haven't seen that too many times.
Yeah, it looked like they were going to try and run a hitch right there at the sticks, but Johnson decided he was going to try and get a couple more extra yards, whereas McCrory was just getting that ball out as quick as possible. Quick throw, trying to pick up the first down. The receiver and quarterback not on the same page, falls incomplete for a 3rd and 4.
The wavelengths are different on that instinct. And this time back to the usual, the handoff. Not too successful though. Flag and another one. And it feels like this one's starting to boil over a little bit. It was 3rd and 4 at the moment.
It looks like it is a dead ball personal foul against Hunterdon Central. So Hunterdon Central re-giving them back the 15 yards that they lost on those on that block. Especially after a real nice stop on the 3rd and 4, they stop them for a gain of less than half a yard. It's just something Hunterdon Central cannot afford.
Huge break for the Chiefs now. 3:30 to go. And McCrory will drop back. Johnson will stop and go. He looks to this far side and decides to go. He's very quick, can get to the outside. Not unless South had something to say about it, and he did very well there.
That was a really nice job covering from Francois on Johnson. Johnson looked like he was running the hitch and go, quick stop and go, trying to get behind him, trying to take a shot.
Ooh.
Francois did not bite, and it looks like McCrory is shaken up on the field.
And a referee timeout for McCrory. And that is a risky run when you constantly run the ball as a quarterback chooses not to slide. But coverage is very good from the Red Devils.
Yeah, so far the Red Devils have been doing a very nice job in coverage, but unfortunately the pass rush has only gotten home once or twice. Those pass rushers really need to get in there, because with an athlete like McCrory back in the pocket, at any point he can take off and run and slip outside for a quick first down, quick hitter, first quick gain of like 20 yards or so. He's that fast and he's that athletic and he's that smart with the ball that he's going to take off once he sees that his first, second, and third reads are all covered.
So again, it's all running backs, or in the backfield there's flags and whistles on the play. It's the freshman Purnell in.
And it looks like it is a false start against the Chiefs, so Hunterdon Central kind of catches a break there, forces them back to a 2nd and 9. So Hunterdon Central catching a break. They got to make a stop here. Gotta force a turnover, do something, get a 3 and out, try and get the ball back for your offense, because you can't afford to give up some points here.
Certainly been a bit of a sloppy game here. Loads of flags, and it just keep rolling in and out. Parnell still out there with the 3 running backs there. DJ Weems there. And instead, it's Bodley to get it. No Thompson that time. He laid a good block down. And a good gain will be a bit short, though. 3rd and probably 2.
Yeah, and with Purnell in at the game at quarterback, we don't know how this passing offense works with him in the game. We haven't seen him throw the ball. We've only seen him for 2 or 3 snaps, and every single time he's just been handing the ball off.
And we'll do the same with Bodley. And Purnell, very, very small, 135, 5'10", compared to McCrory, 159, 145. Probably average for a freshman as Sanchez gets off the field.
Here comes McCreary back out onto the field.
So just near a minute left in this 3rd quarter. No points scored. It's been defensive battle. McCrory back out there. Espinal's on the floor here on the Red Devils sideline at the moment. Looks to be in some discomfort. There's a big hit that time. Again, it's Lucas there. Call in the mix. Linebacker's been very good tonight in terms of Lucas and South, when Amato's been there too.
Yeah, just a nice job by the defensive line, opening up the lane and letting the linebackers come in and deliver a solid hit on this running back for a gain of pretty much no yards. And delivering a blow like that, that's something that feels good when you're playing defense and you see one of your guys go out there and level someone and hit someone clean like that. You start to feel some confidence. You get all the guys going and everybody starts to feel it. And so hopefully this defense is starting to feel like they can tee off.
That Will Cella involved there in the linebacker department as well for the Red Devils. As McCrory gives it off, this time to Bodley. It was a block that time from Josh Stevens, and that time Bodley had nowhere to go. A loss on the play will bring up 3rd and long for the Chiefs.
Yeah, Hunterdon Central, just once they realize that they have 2 fullbacks in the game and they're not really throwing the ball out of this 2 fullback set, running a full house offense. They realize that their linebackers, they're starting to come down hard and start really play the run. But now here with a 3rd and long, they're definitely going to be sitting back a little bit farther, reading the pass, trying to let their pass rushers get home and just try and force a coverage sack or something like that, or hopefully a pass rusher is able to get free and come home. And I know as someone who played for Coach Bill loves a good 3rd down blitz, kind of like a Wink Martindale-esque, who loves to throw players at the quarterback at all times, bring blitzes, different packages, hide them, disguise your blitzes. This is something that Coach Bill has always done, and I think he's going to probably bring a linebacker or something, just someone extra to try and help the pass rush get home.
Would be a good start if that would happen and a sack or a loss to ensue to start this 4th quarter. But a 3rd quarter that was very competitive, but no points scored. This quarter, see if it stays the same. Got to clean up some of the penalties though, and some of the sloppiness in terms of fumbles and things like that though.
Yeah, definitely for Central. Central needs to 100% limit their mistakes, the mental mistakes, silly penalties, personal fouls, stuff like that, offsides, false starts. This is the stuff that can completely derail an offensive drive, defensive drive, or give a team that you're playing new life and let them get reinvigorated with their offense and try and catch their groove back in. So for Hunterdon Central, they got to be looking to make a good play.
McCrory still there, even after that injury scare. Johnson looks like there's space behind him. Has no safety on the side of Jahai Johnson. He looks to be away from Francois. And there is that blitz you were talking about and the sack that came.
Yeah, great blitz call from Coach Bill, as we have an injured Red Devil on the field right now.
Looks like Mark Moten is down injured. See if he's good to continue, hopefully. Play could have been a lot worse for the Red Devils, as Johnson looked like he got away that time from Francois. Good play on the far side. Moten, though, in the middle of things, seems to have picked up a wound.
Yeah, we're hoping he's okay. Never want to see a player go down with an injury, so hopefully he's up and able to walk off the field and under his own power.
So Mark Moten appears to be okay as he goes off his own power.
Yep, able to walk off the field. That's something you like to see, but never want to see one of your guys go down with an injury. And if you're Hunterdon Central, you got to be playing your punt safe, combination. You do not want to let Piscataway run another successful fake.
Oh, definitely. And it's a type of territory where a punt is almost kind of too short. Something like that could happen. This time they do punt it, though. It's hit high. Fair catch signaled from Gray.
So once again, another good stop from this Hunterdon Central defense. The Hunterdon Central defense has kind of been bailing out the offense, which has kind of stalled out in the 3rd quarter. Looking to start anew, basically, in this 4th quarter. They got to clean slate it. They got to just let it go. Clear your mind. You got to have a short memory when you're playing football, especially in a competitive game like this. You cannot let these things compound, and you can't get in your head about a couple bad drives. It happens every single game. You're going to have 3 and outs. You just have to stay focused. You have to stick to your game plan and listen to your coaches, because they're going to put you in a position to win.
Yep, and that resilience will need to be key. There's a couple tough plays, the fumbles, the 3 and outs, but they still have that 1-point lead and a chance to make it more. As Hart handed that one off to South that time. Haven't seen Hart really get into a rhythm in this game, start passing the ball, which is a bit of a shame, because he does have the potential to do so and really affect the game at a high level.
Yeah, he's made a couple nice throws, but Central has been sticking more towards this running game. They've been trying to pound the ball, drain this clock down, especially right now in this point in the game. They want to try and eat up as much clock and have as long of a drive as physically possible.
Yep, a nice long drive and a touchdown. An extra point would do wonders here. That one's thrown and incomplete from Connor Gray. Couldn't quite catch it as he was diving. And Amato now checks in for Francois.
Yeah.
Haven't seen him go to Jared Kuhn a whole lot today. A bit of a shame as well, Joe.
Yeah, he's been covered up pretty well, but there have been instances where he's looked open, and it seemed like if Hart maybe had a half second more time, he could have gotten the ball to him. But unfortunately, you got to just go with what the defense is giving you, and hopefully they can start utilizing him more often.
Yep, same as Jahai Johnson on the other side. As Jared Kuhn and two explosive players haven't affected the game as much as you would think, but they've been covered very, very well. Hart, ooh, bit loose that time towards Amato. He had an interception last week, Hart, against North Hunterdon. Been protecting it well so far today, but that one was had you on the edge of your seat, and it will be McNally to punt this one now deep in his own end zone.
I actually love that play call. Little tight end pop pass, just try and sneak him in behind the defense and just try and get a quick couple yards, but unfortunately, the throw goes high, and they are unable to connect, and it looked wide open. It looked like Piscataway was selling all out for the run. So unfortunately for Hunterdon Central, they are unable to convert on that pass.
Again, always have two men deep. Johnson there. Want to kick it away from him and go to Deshaun Stevens. And it looks like that's what they're going to do. That's a good kick. Stevens takes it, and he always seems to go back, and he's going back more. Espinant trying to get to him. He's back where he started now, over the 50. Stops and goes, and after running about 20 yards, he's gone a distance of 10.
Yeah, Stevens just trying to make a play, trying to make something out of nothing. It was great coverage initially from Hunterdon Central. The Gunners are able to get down there. The long snapper able to get down there and try and break down and make a tackle. But Stevens able to reverse field and try and run back across the field for actually a gain of 10 yards from where the ball was initially caught. But looked like it was a gain of a lot more because he did loop back to Piscataway's own 35-yard line.
They ran a long way there, and the Red Devils, by not being able to push the ball up the field offensively, just keep giving chances to just Chiefs offense to try to take the lead as they have it now near the 43-yard line. McCrory will just keep it. Oh, that's Bodley rather, I should say, and he gets close to the 35.
Yeah, going with a little bit of a wildcat formation with Thompson right next to him, just running through as a lead blocker. That is actually a very good play call for Piscataway there. Just get the ball into your playmaker's hands and just let him go to work.
Mark Peterson, the center, did well to get out ahead. He's another one as Johnson been involved with some tussling today.
And it looks like they are going right back to the same formation.
Oh, on the floor. Bodley did well enough to just get it, and that will be a loss, but could have been way worse there from a Chiefs point of view.
Yeah, the ball almost got through, and Brandon Sook almost made an excellent play, fielding it like an infielder, but unfortunately, ball goes just by him, unable to pick it up, and they're able to jump back on it. But now, a loss of yardage, 3rd and 5. They definitely are not going to be coming back out in that Wildcat offense. I think they're going to be trying to either run their normal offense or throw the ball a little bit.
And what you said earlier, there's too many Sooks there, because not Brandon, Joe.
Tyler, sorry. Too many Sooks.
Too many, like you said. Brandon, though, before your time, though, was an excellent play. He's a big kid, isn't he, Joe?
Yeah.
And he was in the team that lost to the Chiefs a long time ago, it feels now, back in 2010 and 11. And this game feels like could have been played in 2010-11, like you were saying, how the Chiefs are playing tonight with the physicality.
Yep, and just a great job on that last play from Hunterdon Central, plugging up the middle, not giving any room for them to run the ball, just stopping them for a gain of half a yard. Look for Hunterdon Central. They're going to be trying to do this once again. This defense is trying to bail out this offense again.
And meanwhile, it does not look good for Mark Moten over there. His dad out talking to Mr. Rick, the trainer. Hopefully he can get back into the game. But in the meantime, the team will have to fight for him as there's whistles, timeout taken by Ransone, or Bill there, I should say, rather.
Yeah, using their second of 3 timeouts in the half. So Hunterdon Central now down to 1 timeout. That could pose a factor if Piscataway does potentially take the lead here.
Yep, something they did last half as well, using those timeouts early. And defensively, Joe, you feel that the Red Devils have done pretty well, but it's just been, they haven't really been able to control the ball for large periods of time. It's just been wave after wave of this Piscataway Chiefs offense.
Yeah,
they can't seem to capitalize from the stops they get.
Yeah, the defense has been doing their job excellent tonight. They've only given up 1 touchdown on Piscataway's first drive. Since then, they've been pitching a shutout. Where they got hurt was with the special teams play with the kickoff return for a touchdown. And unfortunately for Hunterdon Central's defense, they have been on the field for most of this second half because of the lack of production from this Hunterdon Central offense, not really being able to sustain any long drives, move the ball down the field. So something's got to change because this defense is definitely starting to get tired.
And 4th and 4, crucial play you feel in terms of the sake of this game. As Bodley again will try to run, and he will get there. And the Piscataway coach is yelling and jumping a lot on that far side, ecstatic with what they've seen.
Yeah, I'm surprised they came out in the Wildcat formation once again, but it was effective. They were just able to keep their legs churning, able to just keep it moving, and able to pick up that first down. For Hunterdon Central, it looked like they got enough penetration on the defensive line and were able to force him back inside to where help is, but unable to bring him down.
And now it's the Chiefs looking to take a lot of clock off and get a score. As McCrory now play action out to the far side. Good hit from Lucas. And that was, looks like it was Thompson there who ran out wide. Not something you're used to seeing from him, but good play that time.
Yeah, just a nice little play action pass, dump off to your fullback, let him get upfield, let him get some yards, let him and it's keeping the clock moving. Nope, I'm sorry, I misspoke. The clock is stopped. But that's just a very nice play call from Piscataway. Unfortunately, they haven't had luck with the deep balls, but they have had some success with those little short dump-off passes, just gaining some yards.
Been nearing red zone territory as they run it to Thompson, who gets them inside the 20, inside that red zone there. And that gets them the first down. And they line up again. Johnson on this far side against Francois. And it's a give, and Lucas is there again.
Yeah, just a really nice play from Lucas. He has been flying up. They are selling out to stop this run and stop the bleeding. They do not want to give up points here. Great job by Lucas, shooting a gap, wrapping up, That's kind of a lost art in today's football. You see a lot of people just tackling, trying to hit people with their shoulder. It is a lost art. Just good form tackling, wrapping up, bringing them to the ground. It is just something that's so important in football. If you can bring people down when you get to that initial contact instead of bouncing off a running back and letting him gain more yards.
And it's Heidi who's been getting more snaps defensively due to Moten's injury, and he checks out this time for Sanchez as they run again with Bodley up the middle. Oh, I think it may have gotten on the floor there. Maybe, not maybe. A 7-yard gain there. And the fumble's been a huge factor. Last time, 5 fumbles from the Red Devils in this game a year ago. In the 3rd and 5 there. And any sort of turnover here would be crucial for the Red Devils.
Big time. This is a huge play for Hunterdon Central's defense.
3rd and 5. Expect a run, they get it. Bodley close to the end zone as he got that first down and then some.
Yeah, it looked like they got penetration on the defensive line, but unfortunately unable to bring him down in the backfield, able to get the first down and able to put the ball down at the 1.5-yard line. So Piscataway is currently knocking on the door. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw either a Horace Thompson handoff or they come back out in that QB sneak formation and just try and QB sneak the ball in.
Yep, close to 5 minutes now left on this clock. First and goal here. And it looks like it's Thompson. It looks like he may have broken the plane. And that he did based off the reactions of the Chiefs. So just like that, turnover from the Red Devils leads to points for the Chiefs.
Yeah, I mean, did exactly what I just said they were going to do, just give the ball to their big guy. He has been hard to bring down in short yardage situations or any situation, honestly. Every time Thompson's gotten the ball in his hands, he's been able to move the sticks. And that is something that I think Piscataway is realizing, that Hunterdon Central is having a hard time bringing that big boy down.
And it looks like they're going to try to go for 2, Joe, to make up that lost point they got on the second touchdown.
Yep. Put it to a 7-point game.
And it's rolled out line and run in there by McCrory. So the Red Devils is close to do or die for them. They need a score, and they need it now. Kuhn and Hart look fired up to get it. And this is the time. This is what we look forward to here. 14-21 game deep into the 4th quarter.
Yeah, we are getting down to crunch time now for Hunterdon Central in this offense. They need to get something moving. They need to get a couple first downs. RJ Hart, I think, just needs to get a couple completions underneath him. I think he just needs to get his confidence back. And I think this offense can go down the field and score, as we saw in this first drive. The first drive, I thought we were for sure getting a 50-point game from Hunterdon Central, but unfortunately the offense has just been stagnant since the first and second drives.
It definitely was the peak of their powers in the first quarter. And Candle to kick this one low as it's fielded not in the best way by the Red Devils, as it was hit there by Will Cella and then just jumped on there by Jacob Firstrong.
Yeah, perfectly placed squib kick from Piscataway, just able to put it right near one of the upbacks and force him to put a hand on the ball and then have to jump on it. Nothing they can do there. No way to set up a return when the ball is kicked short and rolling out like that.
So Hart will look to get something going for the Red Devils here at their own 18. Have 4 minutes and 46 seconds to do so. They need a score, and this time it's towards South, as Artiega was the decoy, and definitely fooled my eyes from up here, Joe.
Yeah, I mean, just a nice reverse there, like good setup on the play, but South just looking for some sort of daylight, just cutting back and forth, trying to find some sort of lane for him to run through.
And the Chiefs are certainly fired up. Mir is in conversation. Ransone looks like he's going through it.
And I don't think Hunterdon Central is going to be charged for this timeout. I believe it is an injury timeout for Tyler Sook coming out of the game right then and there. So able to kind of catch a break and get their substitutions in with the injury timeout with Sook coming out of the game.
And it's very, very unfortunate injury with Moten out, Goodman out, now Sook. The Brito as well, super light now in the lineman position on both ends of the ball. As Hart will give this one to Souse, who's been stifled really since those first couple possessions. And hopefully he got those 2 yards.
Yep, looks like he got the necessary yardage to make it a first down for Hunterdon Central. So the sticks are moving. It's been a while since we've seen a Hunterdon Central first down, but they are now moving the ball. I think we just need a little bit more play action. We've been really run heavy for Central, so I think they need to mix in a couple play action passes, maybe take a shot over the middle because the safety is playing less than 10 yards away from the ball.
They've just got to simplify things and keep the chains moving for the Red Devils as Hart throws over the middle to Francois. Can he get something going? Did very well there. I think Ransone mad at he couldn't get out of bounds there.
Yeah, just a nice play from Francois. Good throw from Hart. Just hits him in the chest, gets some yardage, gain of 7. Keep this offense moving.
2nd and 3. Coons there over the middle. He can catch it. And he did well to hold on to it and stay strong there and move the chains for the Red Devils.
Yeah, he got hit hard and at every angle, and he was able to hold on to the ball for a first down. This offense has some life. They're starting to move with some pace and some authority. This is what you want to see from this Hunterdon Central offense. You don't want to see them slowing down the game. You want to see them picking up the pace. Limit the amount of substitutions Piscataway is able to do.
I think a screen here for Kuhn. Something to get him going. That time they got the little slant in. He's off the mark there. Oh, that's a great throw over the top for Gray. And just like that, Hart finds his rhythm there. Nice little completion to Kuhn. And after that, followed by a completion to Gray. And that's what we talked about, Joe. The little passes got him going, the one to Kuhn, and after that, a bigger one to Gray. And the Red Devils just keep things moving as another injury on the field.
Yeah, it looks like it is DJ Weems who the ball was thrown directly over his head. That was a great effort from Weems trying to get up there, but a perfectly placed ball from Hart right into the hands of Gray for a nice first down for Hunterdon Central.
And this injury, if you're the Chiefs, is at a perfect time when they really were on the ropes there as the Red Devils were gaining more and more momentum. Kuhn, who seemed locked in on this drive, had that nice reception followed by a good one over the middle for Gray. And this injury stops that pace.
That does stop the pace, but for the one thing for Piscataway is this is a big loss. This is one of their starting defensive backs. He's been playing really well. He's been pretty effective covering over the middle. This is going to be a big loss for this Chiefs team if he is unable to go the rest of the way.
Weapon certainly may level the field a bit as the Red Devils, loads of injuries coming in, loads more achieved now. Moat in there, you can see him perched right next to the athletic trainer's cart there. So Leams walks off the field as the Red Devils retake control.
Hunterdon Central looking for a little bit of more of the same. They want to keep this pace going. Like after this drive, or after this snap, if it's a complete pass or it's a run, get on the ball as quick as possible. Keep this pace high.
Around the 38-yard line. There's Gray in motion. Kuhn alone on this far side. And it's Souse.
That was a really well set up screenplay from Hunterdon Central, and good job by RJ Hart letting the pressure get to him. The first play of the game for Central, they tried to run that exact same play. It was sniffed out by the defensive line for the Chiefs, but on this one, he's able to let the pressure get closer to him and dump it off to Souse for a big gain of 6 yards.
And again, Kuhn alone, Souse in the backfield. And Hart looks to the far side, and it was to no one in particular. I think it was Gray who was going to that direction. Francois was going the other way, and Kuhn was cutting across the middle and just hit the turf in the end.
Yeah, it looked like they were trying to hit the outside post with the inside wheel, having the receiver run up the sideline. Didn't look like he got enough width on the field, and RJ Hart just put the ball a little bit too far out in front of Gray, unable to make an attempt at trying to catch that one.
So Hart again, play action over the middle this time.
That's got to be pass interference.
Ranson visibly disappointed. Kuhn as well. Interesting, Connor Gray didn't seem to be that bothered by it, but it certainly looked like he got hit right before he was about to catch the ball. Made it difficult, and after that I dropped it as 3rd and 4 with 1:54 left to go.
Yeah.
Amato there in the backfield as well.
Yeah, it just looked like the corner got there a little early, but no call from the refs. I guess the refs are going to let him play from here on out.
And Hart will step up, try to run for it, and he will get there.
Yeah, that was just an unbelievable move from Hart, able to sidestep the middle linebacker to get the first down. Great job realizing nobody's open. Don't try to force the ball on a 4th and 4. Just take what the defense gets you, get to the sticks, get over it, get the first down, keep this drive alive.
And you can feel the decibels increase here as fans move to the edges of their seats here, really getting into the nitty-gritty of this game. 1:41 to go, 1st and 10 from right around the 25, 26-yard line. It's going to be a grandstand finish here. And an interesting decision to make if the Red Devils were to score. If they try to punch it in with the extra point, which has been successful to them, not so much in the last game, or if they try to take the lead, go for 2 and win it all. But first they got to worry just moving the chains and getting to the end zone, Joe.
Yeah, I mean, it's 1st and 10. If you score this touchdown, I think you go for 2. You want to win this game. You don't want to turn this into an overtime shootout.
Yeah, Ball would probably do the same, but need the touchdown first. It's Gray, Kuhn, and Mongo as the wide receiver options. And it's Hart who throws it to Kuhn all alone, and there it is. Jared Kuhn with the touchdown. We told you about him at the beginning of this game, and that's for good reason. Did well to gain the separation. Looks like the Chiefs may have broken down there, Joe. And Kuhn gets the Red Devils 6 points here.
Yeah, that is just the perfect play call for the Red Devils offense. Just running a play action pass, sending Jared Kuhn over the middle while the safety is coming flying up trying to stop the run. That is an unbelievable play call for this Red Devils team.
And they kick it, and it's kicked perfectly by Argueta Morales as Stewart Field is bouncing here. 21-21, still 1 minute 33 seconds left to go.
Yep, Stewart Field is alive right now. The fans are into it. The entire sideline is jumping up and down, slapping heads, just celebrating the touchdown, celebrating the extra point. Hunterdon Central is starting to get their groove back. They're feeling good going into this last drive. The defense has played phenomenal this entire second half. They just need one more stop and force an OT.
Tell you what, I could not believe he was that open, Joe.
Yeah, it was an unbelievable play call. I really love that play call, running the play action pass, sending Jared Kuhn over the middle while you're running all those out routes, especially. You're running routes to the sideline. So this team, the entire Chiefs defense thought if he's throwing it to the sideline. They did not even think about the middle of the field where Jared Kuhn was sitting there wide open.
Yeah, it's Kuhn who maybe the second option on this team you'd think would run down the sideline more, but it's been middle most of his routes today, and finally pays off for him as Morales will kick it low, not before the whistle blows though.
Oh, and it looks like they called too many men on the field penalty against Piscataway.
So the kick will be taken 5 yards closer.
And it looks like they're going to try and boot this one out of the end zone. They do not want to take any chances with these explosive returners.
Yep, and change of kickers as Lopez will take it. He's been pretty good from the kickoffs. And that one is hit to Bodley, who continues to go, and not before a flag comes on the field.
And it looks like it was a holding call against the Chiefs, so that will back them up even farther into their territory.
So Chiefs pin back now in the 19-yard line. Interested to see what they do here, because you can't just let the clock run and play for overtime. They got to try to move the chains, because the Red Devils could get the ball here and potentially score to win the game. But they do not have any timeouts on the Red Devils side. McCrory will take it. He will throw. Airs one out to Johnson, and it was too high for him to climb. 1:14 to go.
Ball just a little high for Johnson, unable to go up and get it. But Hunterdon Central needs to get a pass rush on here, because they cannot let the McCrory just sit back there in the pocket and just read the defense and wait for somebody to get open. They need to get pressure on him. They need to force him to move around and force him to try and force the ball into a tight window.
He had loads of time there, along McCrory, to make up his mind. almost hit Johnson. Here he goes again. Similar time. This time he'll step up, and it was a play made there by, I think it's Sook. Yep, it's Sook who was able to bring him down.
Yeah,
good to see him back in the game after that injury scare.
Yeah, it seemed like he may have gotten the wind knocked out of him or something when he came off, but good to see him back in there. He's a big-time high-motor pass rusher. He's gotten home a couple times. He's gotten hits on the quarterback because he's just not giving up on the play. He gets through his pass rush, and then once he sees McCrory trying to escape out, he's able to shed his block and go make a tackle downfield.
So 3rd and 7 for the Chiefs. They run it. Oh, ball is loose. Recovered by the Chiefs. And Ransone unhappy the clock is not stopped.
Yeah, it looked like after that stop, Hunterdon Central was able to take their 3rd and final timeout of the half.
And so after a long conversation from the 6 referees, they now go and confront Coach Bill. Or Ransone, rather. And 17 seconds will be added to the clock. And never know, Joe, here, a kick that may not be long enough, quick gain, stop the clock, and then try to go for the game-winning field goal. Nothing really to lose from that, and if not, you just cut your losses and go to overtime.
Yeah, at the very least, if you're Hunterdon Central and they actually do punt the ball, you got to at least take a shot for the end zone. If you get a good return and you're able to get down with time on the clock and you can get yourself within field goal range, that's excellent. But at least you want to take a shot towards the end zone at the end of the game with time running out.
And the kick is low to Gray, who now will pick it up and then run. Interested decision to just let it fall there and waste time. But the kick from Candle was one that made Gray run. And now 5 seconds to go. See what they do here, kneel it or maybe take one last shot at the end zone. Deep targets like Kuhn and Gray could prove to be difficult for the Chiefs to go, for the Chiefs to cover.
And it looks like Hunterdon Central is going to need the ball here. I guess too far to take a shot. I don't know. I would have liked to see them try and air it out. I mean, based
on what we've seen from their passive calling before, seems like what you would expect Ransone to do, but not much to lose, you would think.
Yeah, I mean, even if nobody's open, all you do is you launch the ball out of bounds. You throw the ball away. You live to fight another day. You go to overtime regardless. But if nobody's open, you don't try to force the ball. But, I mean, I would have liked to see them at least try to take a shot. But I think Coach Ransone is feeling confident by the way his defense has been playing and by the way the offense started to find its stride towards the end of that fourth quarter and able to march the ball down to score a touchdown. So, and this is exactly like college football overtime. There will be no kickoff. It is each team gets a turn. They start from the 25-yard line, and they just go in. So it's interesting. It's fast-paced. This is my favorite type of overtime. It's not like the NFL where a team can win or lose based off of a coin toss because you get to receive the ball first.
Yep, and you mentioned defensively for the Red Devils, hopefully they'll be able to keep that energy up because the casualties from Moton and the other Red Devils could prove to be difficult here as, you know, other than DJ Williams, I believe that the Chiefs are pretty healthy going into this overtime. The Red Devils had to play their linemen that bit extra, couldn't give them those extra rests, and maybe their fatigue could be a factor here, mental as well as physical.
Yep.
But the Red Devils have that momentum from the Kuhn touchdown still. Died down a little bit, but they still have it going.
Yeah, the crowd is still into it. As you can see, the student section is still on their feet. They are excited. They want to see Central win this game as the captains are going out for the coin toss. And I think whoever wins this coin toss will end up picking defense first. You want to go on offense second, because if you make a stop, all you need is a quick field goal, game over, you win.
And the Red Devils' kicking has been pretty good today. In the North game, they went for 2 twice, but missed 4 extra points. But today it's been pretty good. South and Hart will meet with Johnson and Deshaun Stevens in the middle. So no clock as well, Joe. So time not a factor.
Yep.
Really can set everything up perfectly.
Yeah, all you got to worry about is just making sure you do not get a delay of game penalty here. That is something that could totally mess up your entire drive. Say it's 1st and 10 from the 25-yard line, your first play, you get a delay in game. It's 1st and 15 from the 30. You got a bit of a ways to go. And the way Hunterdon Central has been moving the ball offensively this second half, that is not something that they could afford, moving back 5 yards and giving up any silly penalties here.
So captains meet, and it looks like the Red Devils will start with the ball.
No, I know. I'm just saying, I'm just trying to see the Chiefs have it first, right? No, we have the first. Oh, we have the first.
So Red Devils with the ball from the 25. Chance to set the tone and get an early score here. And when you're this close to the end, so it kind of closes up the playbook a little bit. But still should be able to punch one in here, you think, Joe?
Yeah, it's tough when you get down to this red zone.
Souse will take it. He'll go, and he'll gain about 2. So 2nd and 8. Ball on the floor, not before whistles, though. And no, another injury would be bad if it was to Souse. And it is to Souse as Rick gets onto the field. Still have Arteaga as a capable runner to come in, but certainly Souse's explosion and leadership is almost irreplaceable.
Yeah, it's tough when you lose a leader like this, but sometimes this is something that can rally a team around each other, where they say we got to go out there, we got to show out for our guy. And so right now I think this offense is going to come out firing for Souse.
Long delay, still South getting some treatment here.
I mean, he's not like a stellar student or anything, but respectful. Is his ankle, not his knee?
And needs a bit of aid to walk off. Doubtful, you would think, to return. And that adds to the list of injuries in this game and who the Red Devils already had coming into it. They've had probably 2 injuries at the start of the season, and they've just picked up more and more from these games. And South is probably the most important to the Red Devils offense, other than Hart, you would say.
Yeah, he has been the one cog that's been running this entire offense, this entire game. He has been going all out for his team tonight. And so you hate to see him go down in overtime, but he's been balling out. Hopefully Central can rally around their guy here.
So Ransone helps walk him off as Mr. Rick will give him some treatment as Hart, bit of play action, throws over to Gray for a short gain, but closer to the first down. And the thing with you, when you're so close, only really need one play. Shot at the end zone is very much in the question.
Yup, I think here you got to try and go for this first down. You got to try and pick up a new set of downs, new life, 4 more downs to try and punch one in. But then right after that, I think you take 4 tries for the end zone.
So 3rd and 3. Hart for Gray, and they go straight for the end zone, as that score could potentially win them the game. And another good route run there by Connor Gray has Stewart Field jumping.
Yeah, Connor Gray doing a really nice job just getting his man to bite on the inside move, able to get behind him, and Hart delivers a strike to his chest. He is able to score this touchdown and take the lead 27-21, hopefully trying to make this 28-21.
And it's Hart who has come good and been better as the game's gone on, and it's our get to Morales, who's been 3 for 3 from these extra points. And McNally's fired up. And the Red Devils now have a chance to win this game if they can just get one stop from these Chiefs.
Yep.
And it proved to 2-0 on the season, but it won't come easy, that's for sure, Joe.
Yeah, the defense needs to come up huge here for the Red Devils. This is the biggest moment of the game for this defense. They've been showing out all game. They've made a bunch of clutch stops. The defensive line has done well against the run game. The linebackers have done really well stopping the run. The cornerbacks and DBs have dominated in pass coverage. They really have not given any room for McCrory to throw the ball. This is the biggest situation of the game for the Red Devils.
Fans here have been treated to a brilliant game. It's been a thriller going right down to the wire and then some into overtime as McCrory will air one out to Jahai Johnson. Ooh. And he has had a big play ability in big times and nearly was able to reel that one in. It was not the best throw from McCrory, but almost a touchdown there.
Yeah, almost a touchdown. Bit of a duck from McCrory there. But that play, that is the first time we have seen the DBs both get caught looking in the backfield at the quarterback. That is something you cannot do, especially down near the red zone, down near the end zone. Like, you can't be caught looking and caught sleeping and get beat over the top for a touchdown.
As that mental fatigue is now starting to set in. Of course, physical and mental. As I run up the middle, the physical and mental health always linked there. And one tends to go, another can as well. And it's important that on both sides of the ball for both teams, they stay switched on. Because a single lapse, Joe, can cause a touchdown, and just like that, back to tie game.
Yep. But defense did a nice job there, not giving up too much on that run play. A big stop here forces a 4th and 5. This is something Hunterdon Central's defense has been trying to do all game.
So 4th and 5, they run up the middle. We'll get the first down there with Bodley. And the Chiefs, you feel like, will be content just running it into the end zone, where they've done a lot today. And the Red Devils seem to struggle to run really lately. They got their third touchdown, the decisive one, from the run, and the first as well.
Yeah, they've been doing a nice job sticking with the run game. They've been stuffed a couple times. They haven't moved the ball very well or very efficiently when running the ball every single snap, but they've stuck with it. They're sticking with their offense. They're sticking to their guns. They want to stick to their game plan. And hopefully Hunterdon Central is realizing they are going to try and pound the rock into the end zone.
And they try to do it again. Suck read it well.
Yeah, Tyler Sook once again making a nice play. Standing out of that 3-tech position outside of the outside shoulder of the guard. He's just been wreaking havoc today inside for the Hunterdon Central defense. He is a big key to the reason why they've been stopping the run so effectively.
And the fatigue and pain Suck must be going through from that injury picked up. Still fighting out there. Coming up with key play, 2nd and 10. The Chiefs against the Kosh at the moment. Fake the handoff again. Instead it's Thompson. And he rode 2 challenges. And Horace Thompson, a great catch and run there. The yards after the catch so crucial. And gets him very close to the end zone now.
Yeah, it looks like they are going to give Piscataway the first down on that play. So now it is 4 downs to go less than 5 yards for this Chiefs offense.
Will be 4 opportunities to move 4 yards. And they stick with the run. It's Bodley. Can he get the pile pushed? Not even sure where he got to. And it looks like he'll be in line with the far referee. Probably a 1 to 2 yard gain. They say 1 yard. So 2nd and 3, 2nd and goal, 3 yards to go to get that decisive touchdown.
Yeah, and this is interesting too, because if Piscataway scores a touchdown here, I don't think they're going to kick the field goal. They have struggled today kicking the extra points. I think they are going to try and go for the win and try and go for 2.
Yeah, would expect it probably. The tension's in the air as thought maybe gone to the end zone, but no, rather it's another 1 yard gain.
That was just a great job by Ian Lucas. He has been playing out of his mind from his middle linebacker position. He came up, he stuck him, and he kept driving his feet through the tackle, pushing him back, not giving him a chance to potentially carry him into the end zone and get a second effort into the end zone. So great job from Ian Lucas on that play.
So 2 yards still needed to travel, 2 opportunities to go. And it's Stewart Field now on its feet here in the stands. And it's Thompson now, and he looks like to be too much to be stopped. And that should be a touchdown.
And it is signaled a touchdown.
And it is. So expect now the 2-point conversion, which will be the final dagger in the Red Devils' coffin if it is successful.
Yeah, and it looks like they are going to be going for it.
And this is a complete opposite team in terms of the Red Devils. They're not passive. They take the risks when they need to. And they are extremely aggressive, and they played physical and aggressive all day. And seems like they're going to live and die by it.
And it looks like the Chiefs called a timeout. They want to settle their guys down, give them a chance to catch their breath, and draw up the play that they want called. I know the head coach for Piscataway, Coach Higgins, he's going to want the perfect call. He does not want to miss this play call and potentially make a mistake that's going to cost their team the game. For Hunterdon Central, you have to bear down. You have to be ready for a run up the middle from Thompson. They've been feeding him the rock, especially in these short yardage situations, and he's honestly been pretty hard for Hunterdon Central to stop. So, I'm interested on what they're going to call here, if they're going to try and kick the extra point, but I'm thinking they're going to go for 2 here.
Yeah, and it's talked about Ransone 7 years now here as a Red Devil. Coach Dan Higgins took over from the longtime Piscataway coach, now new coach, a couple years now in the program. This is a big moment for him to try to get this 2-point conversion and get this Chiefs team first win of the season. Loads of pressure on him and this team at this moment in time. 27-28.
And here comes big Horace Thompson. He is trotting out on the field. They are not kicking an extra point. They are going for 2 on this play. They want to end the game here and now.
All right, everyone now rising to their feet here. Whistles blow. And now a Red Devils timeout. So maybe Ransone saw something he wasn't expecting there.
Well, I like that timeout there, especially in this situation. You want to see what formation they're going to come up lined in. I mean, you see a lot of coaches do it on Saturdays and Sundays, so why not do it today? Good call by Ransone being able to call that timeout. You saw the formation that they came out in. You know what adjustments you need to make. I mean, they've been running their offense predominantly out of the power I, but I think that they are going to be looking to pound the ball in. So if I'm Hunterdon Central, I think you want to load the box, but you don't want to be overselling on the run. You don't want to get beat by a bootleg from this quarterback because McCrory is shifty. He's been quick. He's been effective running the ball today. You don't want to get beat on a little bootleg selling out for an inside zone run to either Thompson or anybody else, honestly. You don't want to sell out to the first read you see. I mean, you want to get there, but you got to let your guys, you got to trust your guys are going to do their job and going to get their job done. You don't need to overcorrect or overplay for anybody. You just have to do your individual job.
Yeah, and that's what you said. So many options here. Not just Thompson, 3-4 options. McCrory can get it done with his feet. So interested to see what they do. It's a tough spot for the Red Devils now. So here it is. It looks like McCrory, and he will be stopped.
And Hunterdon Central gets the win. Unbelievable.
And near to his knees as this place is rocking, as it just seemed to fall apart there for the Chiefs. And the Red Devil is able to make the crucial stop and improve to 2-0 on the season, the second conference win. And that should move them up the rankings, third in the conference at the moment. Should be higher after that. But a beautiful, beautiful play there at the end and a really thrilling encounter, Joe.
Yeah, that was just an unbelievable game from start to finish. That was entertaining. That was a great game the entire time. And Central comes out with the win in overtime. What don't you like more than overtime football? It's free football at the end of a game. Gotta love it.
Yeah. Opening day could not have been much better here. But stay tuned. Don't go anywhere yet. We'll be getting some post-game reaction from some players. So stay tuned for that. But it's been an amazing, amazing game. Really back and forth. Looked like the Red Devils were going to coast at the beginning, but was made to be extremely difficult for them.
Yeah, hats off to Piscataway. They played their butts off today. They went after Hunterdon Central. They weren't afraid. They got punched in the mouth in the first drive, and they were able to respond pretty quickly, and they were able to just play their game. But Hunterdon Central able to come out with the victory.
Hi, I'm Julie Labate on the field after the fourth quarter with Connor Gray and RJ Hart. Score was 28-27 after first overtime. You guys, this is second win of the season, 2 wins in a row. Just tell me what this means for you guys, RJ.
Yeah, I mean, obviously it feels great. This is the best start we've had in years, and we feel like this team's different than any other year before. We feel like we could go far this year, so.
Yeah, I agree with RJ. It's a great start to our season, especially fighting back against a good team like this. And I think we're gonna have a great season.
Going back to North last week, that was the first time Hunterdon Central football has won since 2019 for the first game of the season. You guys, tell me about how you guys felt after that game, after North.
Yeah, I mean, obviously we felt great. but we knew we were still getting better, and we knew we could play way better, and we showed it this week.
Yeah, it felt amazing. Executing at the end as a team and stuff. We worked for this. We worked so hard for this, and we just did great at the end, and we just put it together. Yeah.
Senior season for both of you. Obviously, a lot of feels for 2 wins in a row. Just tell me what it means for you and the other seniors to be playing tonight and winning 2 games.
Yeah, I mean, obviously it means a lot. It builds a lot of momentum for the team, and it just makes the whole team a lot better. Like, you know, feeling better about yourself being 2-0. It's going to make everybody play better and work harder.
And then quickly.
Yeah, I just agree with everything RJ said.
Okay, thank you so much. I'm with RJ and Connor. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
So thank you so much for tuning in tonight for Hunterdon Central football. Stay tuned for more HGTV action from the school year and from the fall sports. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for Joe, and have an excellent evening.